not sure really. I think it's Schlemo and Florian. They are not teamed up together, but I mean I think the car from Florian, and yeah, I go with Florian. I'm not sure who he's driving with again.
Florian's driving. Going to drive with Schreiner.
Yeah, Schreiner. Yeah, I think they are the car to beat today.
So Strauss and Schreiner for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mark that.
I'm going to go with... Who should I go with? I'm going to go with Schlemo and Kirchhofer. That's who they teamed together with. Let's just run through the driver pairings up, just for everyone, so everyone knows. It's going to be Strauss and Michael Schreiner. That's an in-house 360 team. Also Schlemo and Kirchhofer again is an in-house 360 team together. Gavin Worthy's teaming up with Nikita Livanov. A bit of a mismatch there, but we'll see how they go. It'll be very interesting to see how Nicola steps up to the plate of being alongside Gavin Worthy, who's joined us from EA Outlaws and is recognised as one of the fastest drivers in that particular community. Gregory de Grief, the reigning champion, makes his return to the series after just doing 2 events at the start of the year and having to pull out. He's teaming up with Lee Palmer for this race, so again, slight mismatch, but we'll see how they go. Lee's been in good form lately. Egbeer is driving... Who's Egbeer driving with again? Evo, I've forgotten. I forget who Egbeer's driving with. Never mind, we'll find out later the race. Sorry for very professional there. Anders Nielsen will be driving with Simon Melhuish, so that will be an interesting partnership again. Very solid indeed. George Talbot is driving with Ian Bundell. Again, very solid indeed, very smooth. Looks after the cars very, very well. Just go back further downfield for you. And it's Ruslan Berenklov, he's teaming up with one of his Russian friends, Dmitry. Ben Treff is going to join up with Richard Coleman. Ben, on his debut at Pukekohe last time around, gave a very good race to George Talbot for that 2nd place in that race. Eric Tveit will be teaming up with Mike Manuel. Roy Magnez with his good friend Oli Marius Meervold even. Marco Felix will be joining up with Jesper Tolborg for this race. So that's going to be a strong team again. The Davis brothers, Toby and Ben, will be teaming up. The other Davis in the race, there's 3 Davises here today. Steve Davis will be joining with his 05 Motorsport teammate Kamran Chowdhury. And that pretty much completes most of the contenders here today.
I believe Adam is joining with Ethan, I believe.
With Ethan Rayner?
Ethan Rayner.
Okay, that's excellent. So thank you for that. Thank you, Evo. You're invaluable to my work. As Strauss, that's a 31.2 already early in this run. That's very quick indeed. The fastest we've seen so far is the 31.3, so that's actually the fastest anybody's gone that I've seen so far. James Johnson, sorry. James Johnson will be teaming up with Christopher Apont, so that'll be also a very strong partnership indeed. As Strauss goes even quicker and shaves another couple of hundredths off his time. Gavin Worthy here driving, as you say, along with Nicola Ivana. Plenty of smoking off his tyres there. He won't want to do that during the race, because he will ruin the tyres. Some drivers going for a 3-stop strategy, some going for a 2-stop strategy. Which do you fancy to come out on top here, Evo?
Yeah, it depends a little on the drivers, of course. They are teaming up together now, so some guys are better on the tyres and some are worse on the tyres. So it depends. I think a 3-stop is I think a little bit better. It's a long race, so it's also safer. Left side you have to push out maybe. I think a 3-stop will be on top.
Well, we just got quiet there, right? Okay.
Also tired then.
Norbert Leitner is going to team up with David Baskin. We know Norbert Leitner is very, very quick. Every single event he's within the top 5 and contending for those podium positions, if not the win. Not been quite there to take a win so far this season, but he's getting better and better as it goes on. John Wilson is missing from this event at the moment. He was going to team up with Morten Wernersen, so I'm not sure what's happened to John Wilson. He was our race winner from last round at Pukekohe, as was Toby Davis just trying to avoid one of the 25 motorsport cars there. Oh, and through comes Chris Sykes, who's teamed up with Bradley Vanier, and it hits Toby Davis' result as well. Bit of chaos there at the bottom of the hill, down Lukey Heights.
Don't do that in a race, guys.
Don't do that in the race.
Yeah. Florian is setting the pace already.
31.265.
Yeah, it's only 7 minutes in session, and it's maybe the time to beat already.
We've seen that a lot this season actually. Recently, people have been setting lap times very early in the session, and nobody's been beating them. So,
okay,
we'll see what happens today.
Maybe it's in the first laps they want to just put the lap in, and then in the later laps they want to overdrive it. That doesn't work most of the time.
So De Grief has gone 5th fastest so far. That's as fast as I've seen De Grief go actually, so he may not go up the standings much more. Johnson I've seen do a 31.4. Should have talked us around the track here, Evo, as we go around. This is Siberia we go around. We saw plenty of... I struggled here last year in 2010. It's such a difficult corner to get right.
Yeah, you need a good extra for this little run, and then the high speed corner to the right now. So, and that's really difficult because they're quite on the steering. And this I think is the most difficult corner. It's just long radius to the left and then uphill and then downhill and then slow hairpin. A lot of guys will outbrake themselves out there. So.
I mean the final two corners are beautiful. I mean this fast flowing last corner here is fantastic.
They're beautiful if you hit the apex. That's you need to be close here. So.
I've had a big crash here before. Just clip the grass there and hit the end of the pit wall. That was a huge impact for me. On the final lap of the race, and my wheel came off and crossed the line before I did. As Toby Davis improves his time to go 4th faster with a 31.550, he'll be very pleased with that.
Very good lap.
He's only raced sporadically this season so far, but has always been well up there, contending in the top 5 positions.
Yeah, and Toby's a good qualifier also, so.
Yes, his race pace is yet to be proved, unfortunately. But we'll see how he goes.
But he has the pace, so.
He does have the pace, just needs to put it all together and he'll be right up there. Tobias Schlemmer's 3rd at the moment on the grid. Didn't qualify well at all at Pukekohe, and again, in the race he only came 5th. But of course he's still extended his championship lead because his contenders had even worse races than he did. Ben Crooks, if you remember, absolutely totaled his car coming out of the final corner. Ben Crooks is not going to be here today, unfortunately, so he's going to take a big hit in the championship. The championship looks very unlikely for him now because there are 300 points available in this race, it being a double event. So any drivers missing this race really are missing out big time. Not sure what's happening to John Wilson for this event. I'm sure he was going to be here, but obviously can't see him at the moment. And we are into qualifying, so perhaps he was not able to attend. And Marco Felix, interestingly, doing the qualifying for him and Torborg. That's interesting because Torborg's actually been very good in qualifying this season so far. It's been the main strength of his championship. So
no, Marco's not doing so bad either. So
yeah, well, he's 5th place.
Still good, but
it's still a curious decision. Gavin Worthy is fastest in the first sector. Speaking of the first sector, last year I was fastest in the first sector of anybody. So even Gregory De Grief. So let's just see how he goes in the rest of the lap because I was rubbish in the first. I was great in the first sector, rubbish the rest of it. So let's see how Gavin does. I'm sure he's better than me. He will carry this through.
We'll see. Yeah. James Johnson goes to 5th.
He does. There's plenty of action actually. Plenty of people moving around, but nobody's toppled Florian Strauss from the top spot just yet. Gavin Worthy's having a damn good go. Ooh. Very, very sideways going out of the turn. He's just 1/100th down. This is extremely close indeed. He's got his teammate ahead of him. I think Joseph Skidmore is doing the qualifying for his other teammate. Rob Musgrove is doing the qualifying for him and Skidmore.
No,
hopefully Skidmore doesn't live up to his name in this race. As Gavin Worthy comes across the line, engine smoking slightly, and it goes top.
Got him.
Look at that! Oh, Schlemo just improved, as has Strauss. Look at that! Strauss improved, both together. Schlemo has improved, and then Worthy improved as well. 31 flat. That's a fantastic lap time there from Gavin Worthy.
So, very good, very good.
A mercenary just making his mark on this event. James Johnson also purple in that first sector. Looks very, very stable through Hayshed as well. Beautiful line that was. Can he keep it flowing through the corner through Lukey Heights? It's always a bit wide, a bit offline, pushed a bit too hard. It's okay here. Might have just pushed a bit too hard through the long left-hander before the hairpin. And he's 3 cents down as a result.
No.
If he keeps it like that, he can improve to 4th. But
like I said, they're pushing too much now, some guys, so...
Pushed very, very hard to the left-hander, didn't he? Strauss is always 10th up in Sector 2. So he'll be across the line very, very short. Let's just see James Johnson's time before switching to Florian Strauss. And James Johnson stays 5th, unfortunately. Very, very close to improving, though. Here is Strauss. Coming out to the final corner, pushing extremely hard. Oh, Johnson goes up to 4th, sorry, Johnson.
Dirty... No.
Oh, and Strauss stays 3rd. So Strauss goes from 1st to 3rd in the blink of an eye. Here is Johnson continuing his lap. Toby Davis also out on track still. Marco Felix is in 6th. Gregory de Grief, the reigning champion, is in 7th. He hasn't driven these cars in a very long time, of course, so he could be slightly ring rusty. I expect him to be a bit higher than 7th. 8th place is Norbert Leitner. Let's just running through the rest of the grid. We've not had a chance to check, really. Steve Davis is 9th. George Talbot 10th. There's David Yuntz. He's teaming up with one of his team boss, Chris Williamson. 13th place is Anders Nielsen. He'll be driving with Mel Huish, as I mentioned. Ike Roding, his teammates having difficulties at the moment, so Ike Roding may not be able to do the whole of this race. Ruslan Baramkalov is 15th. 16th Ben Treff. 17th is Luke Walsh. Teammate George Talbot here. A bit of a glitch there on the scoreboard. So 17th is Luke Walsh, 18th is Shannon Blonde, 19th Eric Tveit, 20th at the moment is Egbeer. Actually, Egbeer goes 18th. 20th Tveit, 21st is Venari, 22nd Dobbing, 23rd Rhodes, 24th Scanlan, 25th Kapal, 26th is Magnez, 27th is Sykes, and 28th is Rob Musgrove. So 28 driver teams here today. It's a very healthy field indeed. Let's go back to the front of the field and see if there's any action to be had, as James Johnson is way off on that latest flying lap of his. Schlemmer's just coming out of the pits, get out of the way of Barankulov or Rhodes. Gavin Worthy still in the pits. Is he confident, or will he go out for another run? What do you think, Evo?
We saw Strauss almost hitting the 30s, so I think it's better that he goes out.
And it's just saying that George Talbot goes up to 8th, knocks Leitner down to 9th, and Davis down to 10th. George Talbot, of course, 25 Motorsport. That's a sister arm to the 05 Motorsport team, which is owned by this driver here, Steve Davis. They're all good friends. They're battling for inter-team honours. And at the moment, it's George who has taken those honours. He's taken 2 Division 2 wins this season so far, out of the 2 races he contested in. So he's very, very solid indeed. Just about getting into the top 10 here today. At the front of the field, there's no purple sectors happening at the moment. In fact, no one is on a hot... No, Leitner goes 7th.
Oh.
Leitner goes 7th, knocks Gregory de Grief down 1 position. Look at this traffic here. Gregory gets out of the way. Goes to the gravel trap.
Finds some space.
Blonde goes through. It's Roding there as well. And that was Jeff Dobbing, I think. Another driver.
They're all trying to find some space now, but looks like everybody's going for a last run at the moment, so...
Let's just catch up who's on the... Gavin Worthy still in the pits. And here's Strauss. It's the furthest long lap of the front runners, I think, apart from maybe Felix. We'll stick with Felix, shall we, throughout this run. Strauss is not quicker in the first sector, but it's quite short. Probably why I was fastest through it, because it's only 2 corners. A great show of power there from Gavin Worthy, coming across from the EA Outlaws. Ooh. Showing his true worth.
Yeah, setting the pace right away, so... and probably a lot of people don't know him, so... Ooh, Felix. It's a little bit wide here.
Pushing quite hard, Felix, isn't he? Just missing the apex slightly here and there.
I think just pushing a little bit too hard now.
Just a foot off each time, isn't he? Just, yeah, desperation's been to set in. Trying as hard as he can, of course.
Yeah.
Crosses the line. No, Leitner in 7th. Gregory de Grief still in 8th. Here he is. In the DSC Motorsports car, sharing it with Palmer, number 3. Because he came 2nd in the first race of the year, behind Matt Farrow.
Toby goes up.
Toby goes up to 4th position, just 3/10 off the front of the field, which is incredible, really. The field is spread by this much because it's a 4.4 kilometre circuit with lots and lots of corners, and you expect them to be a bit more strung out. And Strauss is up, but having to negotiate a teammate of the driver he's trying to get past on the standings. So Musgrove looks like he did Worthy a bit of a favour there. Strauss goes round Siberia. I think he's going to be way down because he had compromised, obviously,
I
to Honda.
I think he lost it already.
Yeah, and an exit as well. Just go on board with him. The second sector's wait isn't until after this corner. It's a very long middle sector. I know he is quarter of a second down.
Yeah.
He'll be building up for another run. As Gregory Grief goes into 7th with a 5.93. That's his personal best. He's just off Felix. Felix improves though to a 4.44. So it's ever closer at the front. But nobody has toppled Gavin Worthy just yet. Is Gavin Worthy even out on track? He's not. He's sat there confidently thinking nobody will beat that. I hope for his sake that is the case. Toby Davis crosses the line 31.3. Oh, almost takes out one of the Sweetcos cars in the process.
I think Gavin already knows that he can't go faster, so...
There you go. There's that different line there from James Johnson.
Yeah.
Really fed the car into the corner. Very Craig Lowndes actually. And James is only 0.047 off Gavin Worthy's time. So that line's really working. He's trying to squeeze the power on. The car's jiggling around on its rear suspension. He always missed the apex slightly there, but he just carried the speed, James. Come on, carry the speed.
Good.
Oh, he's giving himself plenty of room. What has he got?
30.
What has James got? Oh, goes to 4th. Oh, he's lost quarter of a second in that final sector. Unbelievable. Must have been that final corner.
Yeah.
He just didn't get the apex of the first bit and didn't push quite hard enough out to the edge of the track in the second bit. So, but James Johnson goes to 4th. That means Toby stepped back down to 5th. They're in a personal battle there, really. 1 minute to go.
It goes down the whole time. So
it does. So whoever hasn't set off on a hot lap now, on an out lap now, won't get another lap in. Strauss is one of those who is going to be very, very pushed indeed to get another lap in because he's just coming out of turn 2, the southern loop. I don't think he's going to have time to get another lap in. He's got 50 seconds to get around 2 sectors. No, not going to happen. Schlemo will get another lap in. No, he won't. Schlemo won't get a lap in either. So Gavin Worthy looks like he's going to be good for this pole position. James Johnson is not fastest in that first sector. Look how stable his car is through Hayeshead though. I love watching him through there. Every time we've seen him, he's been very good indeed. Talbot up to 8th.
Concede his line again.
Yuntz is 10th. Steve Davis is 11th. Ben Treff 15th now. Ben Treff find it a bit harder in Division 1 than it was in Division 2. James Johnson's down by just under 0.2 of a second. So he's going to have to come out with some blinding final corner here.
And Nielsen
Nielsen goes to 12th. I want to see that from Steve Davis actually. He sets a lap early on and can't improve throughout the run. He gets gradually knocked down the leaderboard. What has James Johnson got though? No, he's way off. So James, well not way off, but he is significantly off the time. And it looks like Toby Davis has managed to start a lap, I think.
Just barely, I think.
Just about managed to start it, I think. So he will be the last driver around the track. Felix is 6th, Gregory is 7th, Talbot 8th. Leitner's on a final run. He's got Chris Sykes ahead of him though. And will Chris Sykes get out of the way for him? No, Lightly abandons it anyway. So Yuntz is 2.6 seconds down in the final sector. He's not going to make the run. Drivers really pushing their cars hard here today because look at the way the cars are smoking. Obviously they're pushing the setup to the very limit. Luke Walsh looks like he's on the final hot lap. Just ahead of him is Toby Davis, so it looks like they're the 2 last drivers on track at the moment.
Ooh.
Oh, very good line there from Toby around that corner. Kept you very, very tidy indeed. Takes a wide line. Oh, straight too late.
Locked up.
Oh, it's always so hard to call from that camera angle. How good it's 3 tenths down. He's 3 tenths down, so he needs an amazing final corner to even improve his position on track. That is a good corner. Actually, look at that though. That's beautiful. That was it. Oh, he's too sideways though. It's spoke too soon. Commentator's curse. He's going to stack it into the wall. Oh, that was a great effort. We enjoyed watching it. Luke Walsh did the same in the background.
He did the same.
There he is.
His line was okay, but the exit.
He's pushed too hard. Here's Luke Walsh coming out to find a corner as well. Just pushing too hard on that throttle. Just just touched the curb. That's exactly what I did. A bit more violently, I must say.
There's a race ender.
That would be a race ender, yes, it would be in the race. But congratulations to Gavin Worthy. He steals in as a mercenary and takes pole position. Very impressive, Evo.
Very good lap.
Very good lap indeed. As everyone just finishes their laps and we'll go to warm up very soon indeed. Your views on that session, Evo?
Yeah, I didn't expect Worthy getting on top there. I was thinking Strauss in the beginning, but he managed to do it. So congratulations to him. I don't know, the grief. I think he did some personal best, but still 7th. So, but
it just shows how fierce the competition is.
Probably lost a little bit of the edge for racing this last month, and then it shows right away.
Does show right away.
But Toby Davies, it's a good 5th position. So, and James Johnson also.
Well, the top 10 all in the same second. In fact, the top 11 in the same second, just.
Yeah.
Luke Walsh 12th, 13th Anders Nielsen. We're a little bit disappointed with that. 14th is Ben Treff. 15th Iker Roding, 16th Adam Egbeer, 17th Beramkolov, 18th Veit, 19th Rhodes, 20th Yari Venari. Where on the grid is Gary Lennon?
Where is he?
I can't see him on the grid at all at the moment. He's 12th according to my standings. That must be the glitch with the plugin at the moment, because we saw the position swapping around, didn't we, on the before. Hopefully he'll be on.
Yeah,
there he is. That's excellent stuff. There we go. So that's corrected itself. We've still got a bit of a jumping around there between those. Adam Egbeer, Musgrove and Anderson, obviously.
Decide where you want to start. Yeah, but a lot of guys are maybe they know it's an endurance race, so just getting in the mood. So a lot of things can happen in an endurance race. So quality is maybe less important than a sprint race, maybe. So it's all good for consistency now. I'll hopefully do that in warm-up, so we don't have to quality rush anymore.
Let's go on board with Strauss for this. Oh, very sideways through there. Let's go on board with him and just treat you to this circuit. Very fast flowing circuit. It's very love or hate, isn't it, Evo?
Yeah, it's really love and hate. And some guys like slow corners, some guys like long radius corners. And yeah, this track has long radius corners most of the time. Yeah, if you don't like it, then you start to hate it.
Yeah, I must say, I'm with you on the. I really don't enjoy this track at all. I was very, very surprised when I found out last year I was fastest through the first sector, but the race I was just terrible. I think 10th last year I came, and that was not.
Not good. I probably beat you then. Oh.
I think you did actually. I think you were 9th at that time.
It's quite a long time ago, so I don't remember exactly. I remember it wasn't good, but it was a very nice race, so that's the most important thing.
I didn't think it was a very nice race. I hated it.
I know this corner is quite difficult. You come uphill, downhill, and then you have the braking point for a very slow hairpin, and the car is unsettled, and you go downhill, so the braking is a little bit longer. So
sounds like you love it.
Nah, depends if you right.
So drivers are finalising their strategies now as you go into the race.
Did you see some drivers off maybe in warm-up?
I'm not sure. Yes, Lee Palmer's going to be starting the race. Look.
Oh yeah, there it is. Gregory.
So he's followed my advice. Lee Palmer's going to be starting the race. So if they're held up in traffic, then Gregory can use his superior lap speed to lap throughout the rest of the race. I'm not sure if anybody else has swapped. Looks like everybody else has pretty much stayed the same. Can't tell with those guys because they're jumping around on the plug-in like nobody's business.
Hope Lee doesn't overdrive it, because you know that Gregory is quite a little bit faster than Lee, and hope Lee keeps his concentration at the front of the field.
Hopefully, but Lee had a good run at Eastern Creek.
Okay, maybe he's in the flow then. You never know. Maybe at
and the
40.
The pit speed limit here is so slow. Just 24 miles an hour or 40 kilometers an hour. Really is incredibly slow.
I remember, I believe it was Melbourne, that a lot of guys had drive-through penalties for it. For driving too fast in the pit lane. So it's quite fast, and then you need to go to 40 kilometers per hour. It's quite slow right away.
Very easy to get a speeding penalty, as was shown at Melbourne, because it's such a fast entry to Melbourne, of course, as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Here as well, it's quite fast, and Strauss even last time out at Pukekohe.
I know what he's doing on the racing line, but
he's not the racing line. He's off the racing line.
Just behind the finish line there.
Strauss managed to get a drive-through penalty. Oh, well, it was in front of him. Strauss managed to get. I will finish my sentence. Strauss managed to get a drive-through penalty at Pukekohe even when the heading into the pits there is not so quick.
No,
Steve
that's
Davis also another one. Steve Davis is usually so solid at driving penalties at Pukekohe and at Melbourne. So watch out for Steve Davis getting drive-through penalties today. Hopefully we see no penalties. Hopefully we see no penalties or incidents at all. We see a good fight for the race at the front of the field between the top 6, 7, 8 drivers, like we did at Irwin Park until Egbeer's infamous incident, where Lennon went off at turn 1, came back across the track, sent Johnson up the escape road. Egbeer crashed into the side of Lennon as a result, and later in the lap, Egbeer pushed on a bit too much at the flip-flop, for those who didn't see it, and smashed into the tyre wall, smashed back across the track on fire, hit Lennon himself who was recovering, and then James Johnson got involved as well. So the same 3 drivers involved in 2 incidents at each end of the track. Really was quite incredible.
Stay away from each other, that's my advice.
Well, Adam Egbeer is way on the field in qualifying in this one, so he won't be at the front of the field unfortunately this time around.
Taking a good time now, James Johnson.
Yeah, he'll be happy with his 5th position. Oh, was it 4th in it? It was 5th, wasn't it? It was 5th. Toby got 4th. Toby got 4th.
Yeah.
Toby got 4th. James Johnson 5th. Yeah. So the race pace is beginning to show from people now, which is a 0.6 and a 0.7, which is about right. Still very quick though, isn't it?
Very quick, yeah, and half second slower than the quali pace. So.
Well, I mean, Strauss's race pace there, 0.666, which is fitting. Because he has a Trident on the front of his car. That's faster than the 8th place qualifying driver. So.
Yeah, so it's very good. But I heard a lot of people say always that they like the car with more fuel in it. So maybe also a result of that. But the pace is quite high. I hope he didn't make a deal with the devil. It's 666. So.
Well, if he did, he's not helped very much this season because he's had so many incidents. At Yas Marina, he was involved in the Douglas incident. At Melbourne, he got stuck in the pits. At what was the 3rd race? I forget. Oh, Adelaide was 2nd race. Adelaide, he made a mistake, of course, in the final lap and allowed Crooks to take the win. In the Melbourne, he is involved in a pit lane incident. but he got stuck in the pits at some point in Barbagallo. He was at a good race, but obviously got involved with his teammate there, for those who remember. Where was the 5th race, Evo? I've forgotten.
That was the 5th. No, I don't know. So many races. That's not Houston Creek? No. That's all. No.
Houston Creek was round 8.
Oh, round 8, yeah.
Oh, round 7, sorry. 6 was at Oran Park. 5th... Oh, my mind's gone blank. It's my own series and I can't remember. Oh, 5th was Hidden Valley. Sorry, yes, he won Hidden Valley, so that was a good win for him there. When he went to Oran Park, however, he crashed a couple of times. At Eastern Creek, he span a couple of times as well, was very ill there. And then at Pukekohe, he got a drive-through, so he's had a very eventful season so far. It's quite amazing, the fact that he's still second in the championship.
Yeah, but that shows his pace also right away. He has some bad results still for the championship, so that's nice for him.
You're going very quiet, Evo. There's lots of echo coming through as well. Ruslan Barankulov will be happy with his debut in this series. Midfield at the moment, and also driving with one of his friends. 7th so far in the warm-up.
We're ready for the race now, so.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
We have lost Luke Walsh for this race. Luke Walsh. Oh, he's back in the server. There we go. Joseph Skidmore has disappeared. So Gavin Worthy's teammates, Musgrove and Skidmore, have missed out. Oh, what a big shame for them.
Don't know what happened there.
Well, Musgrove entered. Oh, 1 second. Is Musgrove in the game? Musgrove is here. Okay, so it's okay. We can all breathe easy.
Stop worrying, people.
Here is Gavin Worthy. He is the pole sitter, and we're off away on our formation lap. As the field comes down to that first corner, and they all stream past. A very nice sight indeed.
Nice looking field indeed.
And here is that pole sitter. How do you rate their chances for this race, Evo? I mean, considering obviously Gavin's very quick, but of course Ilivanov is going to obviously not be as quick as his teammate or even the top 10. So, do you think Gavin can build up enough of a gap to?
Yeah, it's going to be very close. I don't know. He needs to do 32 laps at least. So. Yeah, the best thing is to create a gap as much as possible, of course, and then he's of course working for the points of Ilivanov. So, but if he can get a good gap, I see the car finish in top 10.
And here's Tobias Schlemmer. He's a championship leader. He's taken 3 wins this season, and Strauss is in behind him. This is Evo's pick for the race, driving with Michael Schreiner. I'm going to go with Tobias Schlemo because he's just been so good this season in the normal length races, not making any mistakes, that you just fancy him for the longer length race.
Yeah, but it's also the time in the season that he needs to just take the points. He can't risk any did not finish or anything else, so I see him just taking any points he can get. That's the most important thing now.
We have lost Alex Rose from the game, so it's a loss already before the race has even started. Unfortunately. Here is Toby Davis. He's driving with his brother on the same PC. They've already got their driving swap worked out. They're going to spin their chair around, and then these guys are going to jump in and spin it back round and then ready to go. So that's going to be race gates time for them. Quite hectic. Felix and Talborg, how would you rate this partnership? I expected Felix to be a bit quicker than he is.
I must say I don't know Felix that well. I know Talbor as a very consistent and quick driver, so yeah, they're one of the guys to look out for sure. especially gonna see when we see Tabor entering the car.
So everyone's now lining up on the grid.
It's close, it's very close.
So toward the front of the field, sorry about that. And the revs are rising. And away they go. Off the start they go. A great start there.
Slamo.
From Slamo. Superb start. And Worthy's been swamped. Toby Davis usually a great starter. He's been actually dropped back. James Johnson is charging around the outside of Gavin Worthy, our pole sitter, but in the lead is Slamo's off. Who's off the track there? That's Felix off the track. In the background as well, look like maybe Steve Davis off the track.
Johnson's going to make a move.
Johnson's going to make a move up the inside of Gavin Worthy and take third place. Worthy back down to 4th. Strauss is in 2nd. Schlamo's up to 1st. So it's a 360 racing 1-2 at the front of the field so far.
Great start from it.
And Toby Davis going around the outside. He's off the track. Can he get it stopped in time? He can just about. Oh, that was so close. I thought he was going to steer back into the field then. But James Johnson, he's immediately on the back of Tobias Schlamo. Here is Toby Davis. He's in 5th. There's Norbert Leitner.
Very bad start.
As the field was streaming past.
Davis was there.
Davis is challenging Gavin Worthy. Gavin Worthy's had a terrible start, really. Terrible opening lap. 1st to 4th. He worked so hard for that pole position. Oh, out-shaped Strauss coming out of that hairpin again. Seen it several times today.
Ooh, Slim's running wide.
Beautiful line. Beautiful line. Oh, he's got real wide there, though. Late apex, but he's been okay. He's managed to just recover it. Of course, 360 Racing switching from Ford to Holden in the middle of the season. From Holden to Ford, sorry, middle of the season. And James Johnson is in 3rd. He'll be fancying his chances very much indeed. He's had 2 2nd places recently. And that win is coming.
He's keeping up with them.
And he's never won a World V8 Supercars race.
Strauss was a little bit wide there. Oh, he's...
Oh, Strauss! Oh, sideways!
Oh,
on the power. He's really struggling on the power, it seems. Oh, I thought he was gone then. James Johnson did well not to make significant contact. Gavin Worthy's back down to 4th. 5th place is Toby Davis. 6th is Gary Lennon. 7th is Norbert Leitner. Leitner looks like he's going to have a look at the Scotsman. No, not just backed out at the same time. 8th place is Marco Felix. 9th place here is Ben Treff. A great start for him. 10th place is George Talbot. 11th there is Yunt. 12th is Roding. In behind is Eric Tite, teaming up with Mike Manuel for this race. 14th is Walsh. 15th is Nielsen. 16th is Davis. Game with a poor opening lap. He's had a few of those lately. 17th here is Adam Egbeer. Where has Lee Palmer gone? He's way back in the field, but there he is in 20th position.
What happened there?
I'm not quite sure what happened there, but it's not the start of the race that he wanted, or him or Gregory de Grief wanted, really.
Yeah, it's really a shame, especially with probably a result of 7. So
here is who's this? They've not got windows for some reason. I'm not sure who that is. That's Luke Walsh. Should have windows, but never mind. Ike rode in there in 12th. Back through the top of the field now. 10th place is George Tower. He's lost a couple of places as well, so not a great start to the race of 25 or 05 Motorsports. They've dropped 2 places each, I think. Oh, Steve Davis has dropped more than that even. 5 places. It's not gone well at all, but it has gone well for this driver here, Ben Treff, and he's right in behind Marco Felix, who's teamed up with Jesper Torborg. Like the there is saying 7th. 6th place is Lennon. 5th here is Toby Davis, still putting the pressure and applying the pressure to Gavin Worthy. It's very close to front of the field. Look at these, the top 5 cars covered by just 2 seconds.
Yeah, Schlemo doesn't manage to drive away from the guy, so James...
The lap speed is good, 31.8. I have loved watching James through the hay shed. Oh, look, very strange line there from Schlemo. Both of the 360 Racing drivers looked like they went well off the apex, going through Lukey Heights and into the hairpin. It looked well out of shape.
Looks like they're pushing too hard.
It looked like they're pushing each other very, very hard indeed. Schlemo's more understeering, whereas Strauss is oversteering, so that's interesting to see. And James Johnson has a run now. James Johnson has a run. On Florian Strauss, not going to make a move. Oh, he's going to make a move. Here we go. Here goes James Johnson down the inside. He's having a look. Not quite able to get enough of an overlap though. Fastest lap of the race though from James Johnson on that lap. Oh, here we go. Strauss riding up the inside of Schlemo. Oh, almost contact. So close. This is. I thought Strauss would go straight to the back of Schlemo then.
They need to work together. That's a better thing.
Despite these three fighting together. He's going to make a move this time. Squeezing down the inside at the hairpin. James Johnson trying to squeeze through as well. Strauss has been assertive. Oh, there's contact. Contact again. Slate got around the outside. Now he's trying to go Johnson on at Siberia. Does not want Strauss to get out of the way. Schlemo's fighting away, pushing his way back through. Johnson has the cutback now, but now as the outside, he'll be on the outside for Hayshed. Does he have enough momentum though to take the line? He does.
He got it.
Look at that. Great move. Through Hayshed. Oh, it's superb to watch through there. James Johnson Hayshed. Like a four-wheel dresser. And while that's been happening, Toby Davis has taken 4th position from Gavin Worthy. They've all closed up together as a result of all that as well. So Davis up to 4th. Worthy back down to 5th. Our pole sitter. It's obviously finding the competition in the race much more difficult than in qualifying. Which is nice to see. He can't just turn up and take all the points for everyone.
Maybe it's on a different strategy. It's taking it more easy on the tires. Then sure he had a bad start. It's a shame for him.
It's a shame for him. But it's a great race at the front of the field. Just calm down a little bit now. The Slame was obviously holding the other two drivers up, and Strauss is very aggressive, and James Johnson loves to take any opportunity that arises. He really does.
He's the man to beat now, these opening laps.
Remember doing this at Barbagallo as well, nipping through when other drivers were passing. So I think James Johnson looking very, very good indeed. As he goes around turn 3, down into Honda. So difficult this corner, because you come around the corner before so flat, and Strauss just leaves him a little bit of room. That's good driving from both of them there, because Johnson was up the inside slightly and Strauss did not cut him off. So they both stayed on track, and Strauss is so wide at Siberia. Gets a good exit though. Schlemer in 3rd, Toby Davis is in 4th, Gavin Worthy. He's dropping back slightly from the back of Toby Davis, he's now in 5th. 6th place here, he's got Lennon, very lonely 6th place actually at the moment. 7th place is Leitner, he's got Marco Phillips right behind him. Marco Phillips is taking a perfect line through there.
Ooh.
Will Marco have the run? Looking back from Leitner at Marco, over the hill, down into the hairpin.
I think he sets him up for turn 1, I think.
Let's have a look now then, look back from Leitner. Try and get the right camera, sorry, there's so many of them to go through. There we go.
So much choice.
And he just put too much of a good on the line. And James Johnson again set the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, he's meant to beat his opening laps, really.
Absolutely started this race absolutely on fire. Great start. Very aggressive in the opening corner to get past Gavin Worthy. Extremely aggressive to get past Schlemo as well. Very assertive indeed. We've got Felix driving the car into that corner. Oh, how close this is. Leitner. Leitner's car getting the work over from Marco Felix. Off the track. Who's off the track there? I think that was one of the 211 Motorsport drivers. Sykes or Vanian. It's Bradley Vanian off the track. And Felix going to go down the inside. On the inside goes Marco Felix.
He didn't really go very defensive. He was like, you were faster than me at this point, take the position. Yeah,
very simple driving for both of them there. Leitner could see that obviously Felix was stronger at this stage.
Yeah.
There's no point bending your cars right now, because you've still got another 84 laps to go. And Felix gains back one of the positions he lost at the start of the race. He's Worthy in 5th. Toby Davis in 4th, right behind Tobias Schlemo, but slightly out of shape on the brakes into the hairpin. Toby Davis will be making a 3-stop here. Schlemo often goes for less pit stops if possible, so we'll see what happens to him. There is Schlemo. Johnson is right in behind Florian Strauss. Florian is soaking the pressure up pretty well, though, it must be said.
Florian is finding his pace now more, I think. So.
And who is it that's joined our channel? Who's coming for a chat
Who
at the
is
moment?
this?
It's Gregory de Grief. He's coming for a chat. Hello, Gregory.
Hey guys.
What?
Doesn't happen to Lee.
I don't want to disturb you, but I was asking me what happened with Lee.
We don't know. We didn't see at the start of the race. I'm not sure, Greg. We tried to find out, but couldn't quite see exactly what happened.
Yeah, I saw him in 20 years first race.
So not a good start to the race, is it? Is in 19th at the moment, Greg.
Okay, not good,
19th.
not bad.
Not bad. It could be a lot worse for you. How do you? Are you doing two? How many stints are you doing? Are you going to go 3 stops or 2 stops, Greg?
2 stops per driver. 1 stop per driver. Sorry.
1 stop per driver.
2
so
stints.
okay, so there's going to be going to do a 3-stop race. Is that correct?
Yeah.
If Evo just stopped making so
Yeah,
much noise with his headset.
I'm a busy man. Don't ring me at the moment.
So Gregory, are you doing 2 stops or 3 stops in total?
Total, it's 1 per each per driver.
So there's 2 stops. So you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And are you doing the 2 final stints? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Florian Strauss sets the fastest lap of the race. Who's your favourite to win this race, Greg? Who do you think is going to be best?
Oh, Florian Strauss is very fast.
But he often finds himself in trouble. Is he still your favourite?
In my what? Sorry.
He often finds himself in trouble. Is Strauss still your favourite?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go for Strauss. So it's Evo and Greg are both going for Strauss and Schreiner.
Yeah.
I'm going for Schleimo and Kirchhofer myself.
Okay.
But James Johnson is looking very strong indeed, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's looking very strong. Yeah. Florian is still managing the attacks from James. Picked up
Very different line there through to Siberia.
I must say, James, his car looks more stable at the moment.
How impressed were you with Gabby Worthy's pole position time, Greg?
Very impressed. It was very fast. I can't touch that time.
Did you find yourself a bit rusty from obviously not racing?
Yeah. Can be a little bit, but yeah, 5/10 still a lot of time, and yeah, I don't know exactly where I can find that.
How does it feel to be back racing once again? Because obviously you've been away for a while, and you've come back in.
It's not a problem. I'm only there to help Lee. And, yeah.
Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah,
you're good. Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
It's not mandatory.
Still very bad.
It's okay.
James Johnson took fastest lap again.
He did. Very evenly matched, these two at the front of the field. I'm enjoying this battle very much. And it also evenly matched is Schleimo and Toby Davis. Toby's always look like he's going to have a quick look there at Schleimo. Schleimo goes very narrow into the Honda corner. It's very difficult for anyone to actually make a move. I mean, Strauss managed it earlier.
Together.
They are. Lonely at the moment is Gavin Worthy, and also a bit lonely is, not lonely anymore, is Lennon, because he's got Felix right behind him, look.
Yeah,
so Felix is continuing to come through the field. Well, thank you for joining us, Greg, and good luck in the rest of the race. It's great to see you back racing once again.
Good
luck
to you too.
Of course, for everyone who's going to be watching the WTM, Greg will be back in that, so looking forward to seeing that as well. Oh, Felix having a look at Lennon there. So close.
It's a matter of time.
Bye.
See you later, Greg. Thank you.
Greg. You need to set him up for the turn 1. He needs to take it easy, hit the apex, and then...
Felix! Oh.
Not that!
Pushing too hard. He lost his opportunity now. Back at the front of the field, Johnson and Strauss still very, very close. Anybody out of the race yet? No, nobody's out of the race just yet. Vanian and Sykes are still together. Vanian's struggling somewhat.
He just bit it.
Has to be said. Second last at the moment is Rob Musgrove. He's teamed up with Joseph Skidmore. We've got a white driver in this race. Who is that? Why has that happened? That's annoying. That's Roy Magnez we're looking at there, which is a big shame because he's made a skin specially for this event. I can tell you the skin looks excellent, but unfortunately you can't see that at the moment. His skin is yellow, pink and orange. It's very nice indeed. In fact, it reminds me very much of the Chickadee Holden from back in mid-1980s. If you remember that, Evo?
No, I don't know that car, no. But I know it's pink because Meervold is going to race with him, so...
Yes, that's why that's why I had it on there, definitely. For those who are wondering what I'm on about, go to type in Alan Grice 1986 Bathurst into your internet browser, whichever is your choice, and you'll find the skin I'm on about, the Chickadee skin. Here's Jeff Dobbing. Here is Andre Kapal. He's teaming up with David Anderson in this race. Here's Ruslan Barampilov. His teammate's already out of the race. Alex Rhodes, that's a big shame for him. Here's Yari Venara. He's racing with Nathan Robinson. 19th place here is Shannon Blonde. He's racing with one of his friends on the same PC, not quite sure of his name. 18th place here is Lee Palmer, teammate to Grief, who we were just talking about obviously a few moments ago. 17th place is Eric Sveit. 16th place is Anders Nielsen. He won't be happy with that at all. In fact, I think he made his debut in the World V8 Supercars here last year, didn't he, Evo?
What
this is his very first place just last year.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, yeah. Now 16th place, yeah, that's way too low for Anders.
Yeah, it's unusual to see him there. 15th place is Egbeer. 14th place is Leitner. 13th place is Ben Treffs, who had a great start to the race, up to 9th, but since has dropped back. 12th place is Steve Davis, he's moved to base 4. 11th place is one of his teammates, Luke Walsh, 25 Motorsport, who's teaming up with Paul Legale. 10th place is Ike Roding. 9th place, here is David Yunt. Excuse me, 8th place, just ahead of him is George Talbot, and Felix has got past Gary Lennon just while we're going through the field there. So Felix is now back up to 6th place where he started. Worthy still in 5th, bit of a lonely 5th. Toby Davis can't do much about Tobias Schlemmer. These three seem to be teaming up quite a bit at the moment, and these two, Strauss and Johnson, are still absolutely glued together.
Yeah, they're both in a rhythm now at the moment, so...
It looks like Bradley Vanian going to be lapped for the 4th time already in just 11 laps. Not sure what's happened to him. He's had a torrid start to this race.
No, I saw him take a pit stop of 64 seconds, so...
Must have had about 14 pit stops at this rate. But never mind. He's there competing in the race, picking up points for his teammate, of course, as well. Just like in real life, these endurance races, which involve co-drivers from outside the series, still count towards the championship. So it's important for everyone to be competing. Everybody gets points in the race, all the way down to 30th. And Johnson having a look at Strauss. Strauss out of shape once again. So close. Schlemo in 3rd, Davis in 4th. It's all settled down now between Davis and Schlemo and Worthy. Of course, maybe just conserving their tyres. Maybe that Worthy and Schlemo are conserving their tyres because they may be going for a 2-stop strategy. I know Toby Davis is going for a 3.
So it's around 29 laps, I think, something like that, for a 2-stopper.
Well, it's 90 laps. 90 laps this race, so yeah, 29 laps, 29. But a co-driver has to do 32 laps in this race. So that's a stipulation in rules. Here is Johnson closer than ever. So you really need to make one of those.
Hit the apex, hit the apex. They don't want to listen. So
the you need to make one of those stints 32. If you're going to do a 2-stop strategy, one of those stints has to be 32 laps long. Okay, to stretch it out as long as you can. So that's the difficulty in this. That's the trick around it all. Of course, if you're doing a 3-stop strategy, there won't be a problem at all. The lap count for each driver.
I think he's setting him up for the hairpin now, James.
Let's have a quick chat with Alex Rhodes. He went out early on. He quit before the race even started, unfortunately.
James is going to make a move.
James around the outside on Florid Strauss.
No, that doesn't work.
Oh, Strauss out of shape once again on the power. He's not having good traction at the moment in this race, and that will be destroying his rear tyres, of course, which will be heating up even more than they already are, because drivers already complained about how tough this track is on the tyres.
Especially if Florian is on a two-stopper.
Alex Rose is going to join us. We're going to have a chat with him in just a second, just while we watch this battle. James Johnson so close to the back of Florian Strauss. He's going to have a move, cut back to the inside at the hairpin. No, he's not. I would have done there. I would have had a sneaky look down the inside. Strauss again on that power. Oh, Johnson now doing the same. Not quite as dramatic as Strauss, though, on that power.
They're both on the limit.
But Strauss is so good at these last two corners. Really flows the car there really well. So Alex Rose has joined us for a chat. Alex, what happened, dude? Quick before the start of the race.
Yeah, right. Just on the formation lap, there seems to have been some sort of error with the server. I've checked all the information on the network side, and the connection seems to have been okay.
Well, you're the only one to lose connection, so I would doubt it with the server side, but very unlucky, Alex. Your teammate's still going well, though, Ruslan.
Yeah, he's doing well. Stayed out of trouble, so let's hope he can keep it up and get a good point scoring position for the end of the race.
Yeah, of course, he's driving one of his friends, or one of his fellow Russian friends, so it'd be great to see him doing well. Of course, he's running solidly in midfield at the moment. Ike Roding is out of this race, just while we were talking to Alex here. He's been rated as a DNF, not sure what's happened to him, but either way, Ike Roding's out of this race. He was very doubtful he'd be able to complete the rest of this race anyway, as his co-driver was seemingly unavailable. James Johnson ever closer through Hayshed. He's so good through Hayshed and through this middle sector. Go on, James, stick it down the inside. Stick it down the inside, James. Go on. Oh, he's not done it. He's erring on the side of caution, and I think Schlemo and Davis are slowly catching. Gap was around 3 seconds before. Now it's 2.2. So I think Johnson needs to make a move sooner rather than later. Thank you for joining us, Alex. Commiserations, of course, on the race, because I know everyone puts in lots of preparation for these races. It's a shame for you not to be able to get some points out of that.
Yeah, thanks, guys. But looking at this battle with Johnson and Strauss, I think Strauss is a bit under pressure. He's sliding all over the place at the moment. It's great to watch.
It is great to watch. He's really struggling on the traction. Thank you for joining us, Alex, and we'll maybe have a chat with you later in the race. Another 75 laps to go, of course.
Okay, guys, take care.
Cheers, Alex.
He sets him up again here.
He's so good in the sector, isn't he, Johnson?
Yeah, very good. And Florian needs to go defensive.
He's gone defensive again. Oh, it's wiggling on the brakes, Johnson as well. It's great battling here.
He's defending. He's defending okay there.
Look at the different lines again through Siberia. And that time Strauss gets an excellent run through there. But watch Johnson through Hayshed. He's so good.
Yeah,
look at it. He's still gaze, even though Strauss hit a perfect line.
This section, yeah.
And he's very good through here as well, of course. This long corner. And as soon as we go aboard, Johnson's not very close at all. Typical. Commentator's curse once again. But looking back from Strauss at Johnson.
Johnson's hitting the apexes more, and
Strauss is slightly more under control than the rest of that lap. Schlemo's 2.6 seconds behind this battle. Look at the run Johnson gets in the slipstream, of course, as well. Gains another couple of tenths of a second. Through turn one they go. Superb corner that really is. Incredibly quick. All high speed in fourth gear. Looks like Johnson just pushing slightly too hard at the moment. This last lap and a half.
He can't make the move, yeah.
Pushing quite hard.
Back now.
It's too far back now, yeah. Much narrower line into the turn 3 as well, of course.
Oh no!
Oh, he's having a look. Strauss is giving it a bit of room, so Strauss will have the run on the exit. So Strauss holds position once again. I think I spied some lap traffic ahead of them. So another person has DNF. That's Bradley Vanian. He's already out of this race after completing just 9 laps. Ben Treff is down to 23rd position because Ben Treff has damage on the front of his car. He's pitting. He's got huge damage on the front of his car. We've already seen Actually, Richard Coleman trashed that car twice this season so far, and Ben Trepp is following in his footsteps. Plenty of damage there to fix. Oh, James on the inside. Strauss just about holds him off. Capal has been in the pits also as well. So maybe Trepp and Capal got together at some point. It's possible. I don't think they were very close on track. So maybe just a couple of different incidents. Again, Johnson just cannot find the magic formula to get him past the German Florian Strauss. Just need to keep it nice and steady, not get any damage. Oh, I thought he was going to have a quick, massive lunge at the inside then. Had a heart attack almost. On board now. Off in front of them goes. That will be Rob Musgrove. He'll be looking behind him, panicking about the drivers behind him, of course. Not wanting to get in the way. Ben Trepp is now a lap down as a result of that damage. He's still in the pits. Capal is just up ahead of these two that we're watching right now. There's Capal in the hairpin. So he may be a factor here. Again, Strauss is missing the apex.
It looks like
the apex so much.
It looks like Florian is saying from, come on, pass me.
And Dave Johnson. It's so close. I think Ben Trepp must have had a massive accident because he's had to pit. And he's lost a lap at the long pit stop, and he must have had a long crash as well, if that makes sense. Lost lots of time in the crash. Johnson lost so much time outside Beria because his line is being compromised by Strauss. Again, Strauss is much slower through Lukey Heights. Down into the heaven. Look at the beautiful line there from Johnson. Strauss is chirping his tyres at every opportunity, it seems. Here's Davis and Schlemo. If Davis wants to make this restock work, he's going to have to go a bit faster, I think.
Schlemo's pulling away at the moment.
He is, and Worthy's gathering pace, it seems. Toby Davis has been complaining about some high tyre wear. Really struggling to keep the car together. Gavin Worthy is ever closer. Almost out of nowhere. They weren't very close at all before. Here is Worthy.
Toby's really struggling.
It seems like he's very smooth, Gavin, doesn't he, Evo? Yeah. I've seen Gavin obviously raced before, being from a different community, and he's very smooth. Doesn't make any mistakes, does it? Doesn't seem like, at least, anyway.
I think he settled down. You know, he had a bad start, and now he's just settling down, taking care of the tires, and knows he has the pace, and knows it's a long race also. So, and he's just taking care of the tires, especially if you, if you're following Toby, you see White going everywhere and just locking up a little bit more, and you see Kevin just following him without any drama.
Well, one second. Sorry to interrupt, but James Johnson is in the lead of this race. James Johnson is in the lead of this race. Look, Strauss is almost way back, over a second back. Look, let's rewind back. Sorry to interrupt you there, Evo, but I'm sorry to miss that as well.
Yeah, he went wide.
Here we go. Went wide at Honda. We've seen this happen so much.
Yeah. It was a little bit on the grass there.
A little bit on the grass. We've seen this happen. He was on the limit all the time through there. And Johnson, finally that pressure has paid. And Johnson is into the lead of this race. And back now to live action.
Let's see.
We saw that coming, didn't we, Evo?
Yeah, he saw it coming. He saw him every lap going wide there. And this one was just too much. Let's see if James can pull away now.
So James is now in control of this race. Of course, it still depends on the strategies. About lap 22 and 23.
Yeah, I'm going to soon see some pit stops.
Yeah, lap 22 and 23 will see pit stops. That's correct. If there are 3 stopping. So we'll find out pretty soon what kind of strategies they're on, keeping their cards close to their chest, of course. Not even telling the commentators.
We need to guess also.
I like to know, to be fair. So let's see how this pans out. It's whether you can go those 8 to 10 laps longer on one set of tyres. That's the problem.
No, Schlemo is also catching up.
Yep, Strauss has been struggling for a while, to be honest, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Johnson isn't pulling away massively. Pulled away a 10th in that first sector. Let's see what the split is at the second sector.
Kevin is really close on the back of Toby.
Capal goes wide, and Strauss has pegged the gap, so Strauss has gathered his thoughts at least. He's back, concentrating once again. We see this time and again on his favourite from Strauss. He does make mistakes. He's very, very quick, of course. Raw pace, but makes a few mistakes here and there, and they are quite costly, especially in such elevated authority as this. And James Johnson is not pulling away, far from it, in fact. So that's the equal lap time for both of them there.
Of course, it's easier to follow than.
I was just about to say, great minds think alike, Evo. It's a lot easier to follow than it is to lead, especially if the guy in front of you is struggling slightly.
Kevin is quite close. Kevin. Oh no, he dropped back a little.
Yeah, where he's dropped back slightly. Felix is in quite a lonely 6th place. Lennon in 7th. 8th place is George Talbot, again slightly lonely. Yunt, Walsh and Davis also spread out. Leitner again spread out as well. Nielsen, Blonde, Eggbeer, Venari, all very spread out apart from these guys.
Oh!
Because these guys are not spread out at all.
He's gonna. Oh, yeah.
This is Lee Palmer.
Gonna make a move.
And Ruslan. Oh, looks like Lee's got a bit of a damage to the front of his car as well. Bit of a bend in front splitter, it looks like.
He's going wide.
And Tvite's looking up the inside. Tvite's forcing his way through. Good move there for Tvite. He really anticipated that. Now Tvite has the inside for turn 3, which usually means he can take the line because it's such a long way around the outside. But Palmer's sticking it out. And there's Venari who's got back to this group as well. Oh, and Tvite goes past Ruslan as well. Lee Palmer touching the back of Ruslan.
Gives a little tap.
Oh. That was incredible there. This Venari as well has been caught by this group, so these 4 drivers really keeping us entertained at the moment. Gap between Johnson and Strauss is now 2.4 seconds. Slim was 1.5 seconds back, so Strauss did struggle on that lap. Johnson did. Ruslan almost absolutely drilling the back of Eric Tvite there through.
Take it easy here. Take it easy here.
Take it easy, guys. You've got another 69 laps to go yet. Venari seems to be struggling at the moment.
Yeah,
not sure what happened to him.
He's not driving the correct lines here.
But these guys are absolutely furiously batting at the moment. Furious doesn't even cover it. Different lines, different speeds, diving up the inside of each other. Great driving, great to watch. David Yunt has pitted, so he must be on a 3-stop strategy. He must have to go longer at one point though, because that's a shorter stint.
If somebody in this group is on a 3-stopper, he better goes in now. Just left. Just get away from the pack here. This is only taking time.
This is all over 15th position. It's not even for the win, but it means just as much to these drivers.
Points are points.
Indeed they are. And of course Pride is also Pride. Eggbeer there in 14th, Blonde is 13th, running back through the field again, Nielsen, Leitner, Davis, Walsh, and here is Talbot. Soon we might see the first driver spots as well.
Nielsen is moving up the field now, he's 12.
He is, yeah, after a poor start. Schlemo's in the pit, so he's gone for a 3-stop strategy. So that's very interesting indeed.
Yeah.
Schlemo's normally one of those drivers who goes for a less pit stop strategy. So that's very interesting indeed. That leads me to believe that most will go for that sort of strategy. So, because Schlemo has unerringly this season gone for the right pit stop strategy, Johnson is pulling away massively from Strauss at the moment, by the way. Look at that, 3.4 seconds gap.
3.4, yeah.
Yeah, pull away hugely.
But Worthy is getting close now on Davis.
Yeah, here is that battle once again. Gavin seems to be driving up to the back of Toby and then drop back once again. We should see even Toby Davis pit very soon. And Scanlan using his lights for some reason. Turn them off.
Let's see if Florian goes in the pits now and James. It's important. Oh,
where the outside slightly. So obviously the
I think
obviously the tyres are starting to take their toll, aren't they? I think. But Toby is not pitted. Strauss. Oh, sorry guys, that's my mic going wrong. Sorry guys, that's my mic going wrong. I apologise for that. Strauss has not pitted. Toby Davis is still in third. He hasn't pitted either. Gavin Worthy is in fourth, also not pitted, of course. So, who has pitted? Who's just gone into the pits? Gary Lennon. I thought we saw something on the pits. Gary Lennon's gone into the pits. No, but Leitner's been into the pits also as... No, he hasn't been into the pits. He's just dropped back through the field. Very strange. Don't remember that happening. Anyway, Leonard's into the pits. He's getting his tyres changed. Will we see a driver swap? He's sharing with Ross McGregor. Waiting for the field to go in, and away he goes. No, we're not seeing a driver swap there, so no driver swaps just yet. Here is Tobias. He's rejoining 13th place, but look at the space he's got. That really is plenty of space for him to lap in. He'll be very pleased with that, with the way that's landed for him.
I was expecting more pace from him, especially when he's on three-stopper.
That's very true. Because if anybody of that top group is now on a two-stopper, then basically he's out of the running. Go back through the front of the field. If I can. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Johnson still carries on. At 23. Strauss into the pits.
Yeah.
Yep, Strauss into the pits. Cheers, Evo. In he comes. Pushing hard into the pits as well as he comes down there. And Toby Davis into the pits as well. So that's what's got happening there with those guys. Toby Davis coming into the pits. They've got their strategy going because they're now going to spin the chair around. Ben Davis is going to sit in, and Toby Davis is going to get out. Into the pits as well comes Marco Felix. So lots of three-shot strategies here. Strauss leaves. Careful not to speed, please.
There was a late goal also. It's lap 24. I think people who didn't pit now.
Well, they've done 23 laps, I guess, haven't they? So that's
it's
23, 22 laps is about Out of the pits comes Toby Davis. It's actually Ben Davis now in the car.
Let's see what he can do.
And here is Strauss rejoining, and here's Schlemo just in behind. So can Schlemo take advantage of these warm tyres in this opening lap just to catch right back up to the back of his teammates? There's Davis in the background. So I think Davis maybe lost just a slight amount of ground in that stop. Definitely closer, I think, before. Michael Schreiner is now in the car. Sorry, Michael Schreiner is now in the car instead of Florian Strauss.
Oh.
So that's the first of the leading groups we've seen make a driver change. In fact, I think it's the first of everybody who's made a driver change.
I think it's the first one, yeah.
James Johnson now is into the pits. James Johnson into the pits. Back through the field. Here is James Johnson. Then. Also two-stopping. Looks like maybe Gavin Worthy is going to be... sorry, Johnson will be three-stopping then, sorry. Looks like Gavin Worthy would be two-stopping, do you think?
Yeah, I was already thinking. He couldn't catch up really in the beginning of the race and just
if that's the case, he's an absolute shoo-in for this win, depending of course on how his pace is in the next six to 7 laps. Luke Walsh looks like he may be going for 2 stops as well, as does Steve Davis. George Talbot, I'm not sure. No, George Talbot must be going because he's dropped some positions actually, Steve Davis, so he hasn't pitted yet. Leitner and Nielsen also haven't pitted. Neither has Shannon Blonde. He's just come out of the pits ahead of James Johnson. James Johnson is ahead of Michael Schreiner. So that gap's remained about the same, but I think Johnson's going to lose a bit of time here because he's being held up in behind Shannon Blonde. Schreiner's immediately on with this run.
And it's cold tyres now at the moment, so let's see.
Yeah. Johnson desperately trying to get past Shannon Blonde. Shannon Blonde doesn't have to, of course, give way, but he's not really racing James Johnson. James Johnson, he's not getting past there either, really. James Johnson squeezes across, and Shannon Blonde decides in the end, give up the bad job. Let's just hope that he holds up Schreiner in the same way he held up Johnson, of course, because that would only be fair. But Schreiner looks like he's got a good run out of Siberia. And the race is back on because these two are all nose to tail once again. The gap was 3.5 seconds before the pit stops. Now it's back down to less than 1 second again. So this is basically for the lead of the race, a net lead of the race, but it's actually racing for 7th at the moment. Gavin Worthy still leads the race. He's still going around the track. He's going to go around the southern loop at the moment.
James is still struggling with cold tyres, I think.
Luke Walsh, Steve Davis and George Talbot all look like they're going to be two-stopping, as does Leitner and Nielsen. So it looks like we've got 6 drivers two-stopping. Maybe 7 with Shannon Blonde, of course. And maybe 8 with Yari Venari. So up to 8 drivers, I think. Dmitry Isienko has taken over the driving duties from Ruslan Barankolov. So there's been 2 changes in drivers. Barankolov, fastest lap of the race there from Marco Felix, so he's really stepped up his game. Marco Felix is in behind Toby Davis by about 4 seconds back, so he's actually gained because he was about 6 seconds before the pit stops. It's very, very difficult to keep up here, guys. Ruslan Barankolov has just say he's just been in the pits, but that's an absolute lie because I can see out on track that Dmitry Isienko is out on track driving that car, so ignore that. Michael Schreiner is looking just as fast, if not faster, than Florian Strauss at the moment.
But looks at the moment James got his heat in the tires, so he can equal pace now at the moment. So
definitely through that pit stop phase, he's lost 3 seconds. Only went 1 lap longer than Strauss as well. He only went 3 laps longer than Schleimo. So Schleimo on his next pit stop will be handing the reins over to Kirchhofer to do the second half of the race. Not sure when James Johnson will be handing over to Christopher Aponte. It must be in his next stop, of course, because they're doing a 3-stopper, aren't they? So that's how that's going to play out for them. And Johnson, the fastest lap of the race. We're very, very close to the fastest lap of the race. They're all 31.7s, aren't they, Evo? Not seen anybody break the 31.7s just yet. We've had the fastest lap of the race being broken several times.
They swapped a lot, yeah, indeed. But not sure.
But not by much each time. It's very strange.
Yes. Looks like if they have a good tow, a good slipstream behind somebody, they can beat the fastest lap time. But it's really.
So this is how it works out. Johnson is now 33.9 seconds, 33.4 seconds behind Gavin Worthy after those pit stops. So Gavin Worthy has to not lose 33 seconds over the course of the rest of the race. Of course, they both have 2 more stops to do. Of course, Ilivanov also has to drive that car as well, so that's really not weighted in their favour, I'm afraid. Of course, the traffic could come into play. The traffic could come into play, obviously, because Nielsen's ahead of Johnson now. Of course, there's no traffic in front of Gavin Worthy. There is Anders Nielsen. Gavin Worthy now down in 33 lap times.
Just getting my picture back.
Ben Davis wants to jump in for an interview. In you come, Ben. So it must still be Toby Davis in that car, actually. So it must be Ben Davis doing the whole stint, and Toby Davis doing the first 2 stints. Not the information I was given beforehand by those drivers. As we watch James Johnson try to go past Anders Nielsen. Oh, James Johnson sideways! Johnson sliding across the track. He's going to lose it. He's going to lose the position. Through goes Marco Schreiner. James Johnson just pushed too hard, and the lead swaps once again in that infamous first sector. That's a shame for James Johnson. Tried too hard to get on the inside of Anders Nielsen, just clipped them, of course. He just set into a big sideways spin. Managed to save it. But he's gone down a position once again, Evo.
They were fighting for position, so Anders didn't had to move.
Of course, Anders didn't have to move at all. There's no blue flags, of course. Now Schreiner's sliding through this field at the moment. We saw him go past. Oh, so close. So saw him go past, of course, Shannon Blonde much quicker than Johnson managed to. And now always gone wide at Lukey Heights, though. Johnson's gaining right back on them. There's Schleimo in the background. Let's make a move. Oh, contact there between Nielsen. I'm not sure what Nielsen was doing there. Schreiner definitely had the corner. Nielsen had no need to drive in quite that hard. And Nielsen's out of shape once again, and that means Johnson is up the inside this time. Nielsen just to let him through this time. Oof. Not on the final corner, guys, please. Oh.
Yeah, he backs off a little. Oh, you got it.
It's so close. Look at this.
And Anderson is not
Nielsen
giving
comes
up
back
here.
across the track. Nielsen's going to be saying he's going to enjoy himself in the limelight. Well, he can, but he's not really racing these guys. Well, perhaps he is, because they have both got 2 stops to go. So, technically, I suppose he is racing these guys. But of course, his tyres are in much worse condition than the driver in front of them. I wish that plugin would sort itself out, but never mind.
I'm probably gonna see maybe Anders of Nielsen going into the pits now. On this lap, maybe. Ooh, some traffic.
And Leitner as well. I'm getting aware of all this. Leitner again going for the less pit stop strategy. He's been like Schlemer this season so far. And they both straight through. Off the track, there's Steve Davis off the track. Oh, that's put pay to any chances he had of making a good result here today, because he's on a 2-stop strategy. He's made a mistake coming out of Siberia.
He doesn't have damage, I think.
No damage, but plenty of time lost, unfortunately. He's lost around about 10 seconds as a result of that. Look at this goal getting busy on track at the moment.
James can ride on the back of him.
And Gavin Worthy's in the pits. Gavin Worthy in the pits, lap 29. So that's just about on strategy. We're going to have to make the next pit. Of course, he'll be doing 29. Of course, that works out correctly. Code two 29 lap stints makes 58, of course, which means Ilovanov could do 32 laps at the end.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. And Worthy's going to go down the field. Down to 8th he's going to go. Further down probably even than that. Schlemo's not gone past Leitner yet. Johnson is right behind Schreiner, wants a second. Ben Davies has popped in for an interview. We will get speaking to him in a second, if we can. But
he has a good run. He has a good run.
Johnson immediately back on Schreiner. He's not let that mistake.
I think he goes defensive now.
Get to him. Into the pits has come Nielsen as well, I think.
He loses
back on his side. Schreiner came back across the track. Johnson's going to go through sideways again. Oh, that car looks so unstable on the power. Strauss and Schreiner both having that difficulty. Johnson through to the lead of this race. Superb move there from James Johnson. This is a great race at the moment. Still 60 laps to go, of course. I don't think I can handle it much longer. I've already got a headache. George Talbot in second place ahead of these drivers. He's not on the same strategy, of course. This battle you're seeing between Johnson and Schreiner is for the net lead of this race, and Johnson slides through on his fellow Holden driver. Schreiner's got held up behind him slightly. Being cut off. I think Talbot may be pitting this lap. If he can get ahead of Schreiner and get it. No, he's not pitting this lap. He's carrying on. It makes sense to do 2:29 lap strategies, like, of course, Anders Nielsen and Gavin Worthy has done. So, but never mind. Toby Davis, he's back down to 11th. What's happened here? Why is Toby Davis back at 11th? Who's into the pits there? Into pits from Steve Davis. Okay, into the pits from Steve Davis now. There's Marco Felix going through. Shannon Blonde, Gavin Worthy, and Toby Davis is back down to 10th. So he's now way behind Marco Felix. He was ahead of Marco Felix by about 4 seconds before. He's now behind Marco Felix by some 5 seconds. So he's made a big mistake somewhere. Still 22 seconds cover the top 10. So it's very close indeed.
You can't afford big mistakes here now.
Cannot afford any mistakes at all.
No.
We saw Steve Davis lose like 4 positions because he made a slight mistake onto the grass. Felix is in 7th, which actually is a net 5th when the all cycles through. Maybe actually even a net 4th because Leitner is on a different strategy, as is Talbot and Walsh. Let's have a talk to Toby Davis then. It is Toby Davis. It is Ben Davis in the car, I think, not Toby Davis, because Toby Davis is now in the channel talking to us. Well, he would talk to us if he turned his mic on.
Hello, Ryan. Can you hear me?
He'll sort that out pretty soon.
I can hear you, yeah. There he is.
I can't hear Toby. Oh, I know why I can't hear Toby. Because I muted him a long time ago.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Ryan.
No problem, Toby.
Oh!
Off the track! Off the track goes Leitner, trying to pit! Trying to pit! Oh, that shows the difficulty of this pit lane. Gets going once again. He shouldn't lose too much time, but he's lost so much damage. Just quick replay of that.
He hit the grass, I think, something like that.
Just pushing too hard into that pit lane. Oh yes,
Goes
far
way
too hard.
too fast,
Far too hard, and sliding off the track into the barrier. Damage there. Toby, you're obviously not in the car at the moment. Ben's in the car. What happened to him? Because he's lost about 9 seconds at some point. He's made a small mistake.
I'm not sure. I've left the room to give him his personal space, and
Oh, I see.
and what's happened is he's made a mistake as a result. So I'll go and berate him in a minute.
Well, you're back up to 6th position at the moment. You would have been in 4th. You've got a 6th now. Marco Phillips has got ahead of Gavin Worthy and all that as well. But of course, Gavin Worthy's on a different strategy to you guys. But Gavin Worthy now is ahead of you guys and has one less pit stop to do. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm not too worried. Gavin's very good in the car, and obviously Nikola Ilovanov is his teammate. He's a very consistent driver, but I think both myself and my brother have probably got a little bit of pace on him. So I assume that Gavin's going to pit and give Ilovanov 32 laps. And I've heard in practice Ilovanov got a puncture on the 32nd lap, so obviously he's struggling to make the tyres last as well.
Yeah, obviously the tyre degradation here and the tyre wear and heat has obviously been a big talking point. How has it been for you, Toby? I know you were saying before the race that you've been struggling slightly.
Yeah, right. I made quite a few setup changes last minute. Dropped all the camber off, and it's helped the not only the tyre wear actually, but subsequently the lap times later on in the stint. So I was pretty competitive all the way through. Schleimo was just on fire through that stint. Didn't put a single foot wrong, and every time I thought I was gaining a little bit on him, he seemed to put in a low 32 and just pull away from me again. So, but I was pretty happy with how the first stint went, and I've passed it over to my brother now, and hopefully he'll stick there in 7th. He's got Shannon Blonde ahead of him, so see if he can sneak by Shannon.
Have you got any thoughts on what happened with what happened up front with the two leaders? I don't know if you saw any of that battle at all between Johnson and Strauss.
Yeah, I saw them side by side quite a few corners. I didn't see actually where Strauss lost so much time, but certainly he did lose a fair bit of time at one point. Span at Honda, I think it was, and yeah. So yeah, shame for them because they were having a right ding-dong battle. I was actually most frustrated at the start. I had an excellent start and then got balked by I think it was Strauss and Worthy actually getting together on the line. So I was a bit frustrated by that because I had the jump on most people. So, but never mind. I mean, we're in a net. I would say 6th probably at the minute. So
you are, yes.
Yeah. Well, I was aiming for top 10 with my brother driving as well, and we're probably going to sneak in the top 6 or 7, looking where we are. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Okay, Toby, thanks for dropping by. We'll hopefully speak to you we'll speak to you in the last stint when you're not driving. And you can go back in and shout at Ben now, but he is actually driving pretty well at the moment, watching on camera. So, good luck with the rest of the race.
Thank you very much. I'll see if I can get my brother.
Shannon went in the pits, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, Blonde goes into the pit, so no need for Ben to pass Shannon Blonde. So you're up to 6th now, Toby.
Excellent. 3-1. Okay. Have fun, guys. See you later.
Cheers.
Later.
Thank you. Don't think David Yunt has pitted yet, you know.
Don't think so, yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out whether he's pitted or not. He's ahead of people like George Talbot and Anders Nielsen. I think he was behind them before, but it was around about that area. I really can't tell. Oh, who's just gone off the track then? Was that can't be Gavin Worthy? No, it wasn't. It must have been his teammate, Rob Musgrove, or whoever's in that car. Maybe Joseph Skidmore. Is Joseph Skidmore now in that car? And Gary Lennon's out. Gary Lennon's out of this race. Lennon out of the. What's happened here? Let's try and find the Squeakos car. One of the drivers I fancied to do well in this race, and he's out. What has happened? Hopefully we can get a replay of that. Might be too much lag, but fingers crossed. Oh, it's a long way back. I've only just noticed it. It was actually 3 laps to go, so not going to be able to find that. But Gary Lennon has had a big impact somewhere. That's a big shame for him because they were looking like they would continue for a top 10 position.
They look very consistent, especially with Ross driving the second stint. They were looking for a good top 10 position.
Here's Johnson and Schreiner now. Very, very close once again. It's just been a feature of this race. These two cars have been glued together. Whoever's been driving them. Marco Felix is slowly but surely just pulling himself back into this race-winning fight, I would think. 13 seconds back from James Johnson, but it was 16 seconds before the pit stop, so we'll see how Torborg goes when he jumps in the car, of course.
He has the room now, so he can put in some consistent laps, so
I think he has the fastest lap race so far.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
And of course
31.747. Sorry, Evo.
And of course Starbuck is also doing a stint, so they're looking good also.
Interested to see what happens with those guys then. Here's Ben Davis. It says Toby Davis on your screens, but they're actually sharing a PC, being brothers. And Ben Davis is lapping around quite happily in 6th position. 7th place is David Yunt. I think David Yunt must be in a net 7th place, you know, because he can't have made the fuel last this long. So unbeknown to me, David Yunt has worked his way up through the field, maybe on a 2-stop strategy, of course.
And his car looks too stable. If he didn't pit it, he was all over the place probably.
He'd be driving on the rims. I don't think he'd be driving on much rubber. Gavin Worthy is in 5th. Marco Felix, Schlemo, Johnson and Schreiner. Worthy, of course, is still, you know, they're still looking strong. I know that Livanov has to get in the car, but if Livanov can keep it within, say, a second a lap of the other drivers, it might be possible that they could get a podium result here, perhaps, or at least a top 5 where they are right now, because they only have to pit once, whereas all 4 drivers ahead of them and the driver behind have to pit twice more. So, oh, Johnson's gone off. Johnson's gone off the track at some point because Schreiner's in the lead by 3.6 seconds now. So
leave it there, Ben.
Johnson has made all the mistakes now. I'm not sure where could it have been? There's that Schlemo behind him, not Schreiner. So we missed that off the screen as well. Just trying to find it out on the replay. Sorry for all this scrolling back through. And it was at the hairpin the previous lap. There it is.
Oh,
there it is. Yeah. There it is. Oh, almost like a disconnection there. That was very, very strange. And then maybe just disappeared and reappeared because Schreiner then drilled the back of him as well.
Looks like he tapped him or something.
That's very strange indeed. I'm not sure what happened there, guys, but we'll try and get to the bottom of that when Johnson finishes his stint. Well, the upshot of it is that Schreiner's now in the lead once again. So Schreiner and Strauss back to the lead of this race. So that's about, how many lead changes has that now been, Eva?
I believe
6?
4. And now,
we had Schleimer in the lead, then Strauss took the lead.
And James.
And then James took the lead, and then Strauss, and then James, and now Michael. So that's 6.
That's 6, yeah.
So excellent stuff really here. Much closer racing than we come to expect from endurance racing, but it's all spread out once again now. James Scanlan trying to get into the race, has not been able to, so that's the end of his race. Or maybe it's not the end of his race, I can't actually see where he is at the moment. Neil Pearson, his co-driver, is still lapping around. James Scanlan tried to go into the server to swap with him, but not been able to. So we'll see whether he can get back in. But Johnson now has obviously dropped some time. He did gain back a little bit of time almost immediately. He's backed out now to 3.6 seconds behind Michael Schreiner, with Schlemo still and ever present in that 3rd position.
And like I said, he's not taking it easy, but he knows not to push too hard. He needs the point for the championship, and this is the time in the last rounds. It's important to just get the points instead of risking any crash or did not finish. So.
Of course, but the problem is, the guy who's leading the race, he's his main championship rival.
That's true. But you can't afford it also to risk everything now.
So it's a difficult balancing act.
A
bit wide. That's a difficult balancing act there for Tobias.
But he's
let's go on board. Here's a few seconds behind, 6.8 seconds. Let's go on board with Tobias Schleimer for a lap of this circuit while I grab some much needed sustenance and eat some chocolate fingers.
It's a good thing.
Watch Jari Venari and Eric's fight, just getting out of the way of James Johnson. Venari, of course, a teammate to James Johnson, so he is very charitable there, of course. But Venari and Fight seem to be glued together in this race.
Closing hairpin there. Yeah.
can hear the back end of the car just squealing as he goes up the top of the hill and loses traction on the crest.
Yeah, but Schlemmer is catching up quickly here, so you have to move over soon. So.
And as he crossed the line, Johnson has brought the gap now down to 3 seconds. He's took another couple of tenths.
Outside.
Another couple of tenths.
Yari and Eric are
having a great battle. Now here comes the
over.
leader. They're both getting out of the way.
I don't think Eric's going to move.
Eric thought about it, they decided against it. Now he's thinking about it once again, and through he goes. So Johnson is just picking away now at Schreiner's lead after that mistake. Not sure whether it was a mistake or a small graphical glitch.
That's quite difficult to see in the replay.
That was the only part of the replay that was lagging though, so I'm going to guess it was a PC glitch perhaps. And it looked like he reappeared in the track in front of Schreiner.
That's also my guess, yeah. Also quite close. It looks like he tapped him a little bit and he reappeared. But he's catching up quickly now. 2.6 seconds. So.
Yeah, to another 0.4 of a second out in that middle sector, where Johnson is so quick, of course. So another 0.4 of a second taken out on that lap, combined with the 2/10 and the 3/10 before that.
Schlemo losing time here, so.
Yeah, he's lost a small amount of time. Perhaps that was just being behind Savite earlier on. Marco Felix is 13.4 seconds back now. Here's Gavin Worthy, he's right with Marco Felix, and he fancies that 4th position. He's right behind him and only has to do one more pit stop.
And there's of course 7 laps of fresher tires, so.
Yeah, and that one more pit stop takes around about 40 seconds off you, so.
Having a look. Yeah. I think a matter of time before he catches him. Makes a pass here.
Of course, they're going to up to the furious Vinari-Veit battle. Just up ahead. Look at those.
Yari is through, I believe.
Yari's got past him now. Oh, it's so close between those two. Let's have a look at that battle. Can't quite see it, of course. I need to go back through the field. Bear with me 1 second. Here we are. Here is that battle. We can do both battles at one time.
Eric is. That
was very charitable.
That's very true. Yeah. Maybe he's spitting or something now. No. Okay.
Speaking of pit stops, we might be seeing some pretty soon. Lap 41.
Yeah.
That stint has gone quite quickly, hasn't it?
It goes very fast now.
Oh, I didn't realise lap 41. James Scanlon is now in charge of his car, taking over from Neil Pearson. Only had 3 retirements so far: Lennon, Roding and Vanian. And here's Veit and Vinari once again. Vinari is slow off turn 2. Veit drilled the back of him and Vinari just says, alright then mate, through you go. Not quite sure what that was.
Quite a gap because Eric slowed down way too much. At the leader's fast.
Yeah, but you don't need to let somebody by, that's their own fault.
No, way too nice to each other.
Far too nice. You don't want to see that, we want to see blood tingling, smashing each other off the track, please. That's very boring. Johnson, the gap is now 2.8 seconds, so Schreiner's just contained that gap in the last lap or so. And Gavin Worthy still trying to work over Marco Felix. Not seen Gavin Worthy overtake anybody yet today.
Of course, he's with a higher fuel load, so that's the better tires should give him the edge. Not really working at the moment. Catching up
maybe
is
it worked
one
now.
thing, but passing is a second. Yeah. Oh, it's a good run now.
Going down into turn 1. There is a front end of Gavin Worthy. Felix is becoming very, very familiar with it.
There he goes, there he goes.
Oh, no, not
cuts him
quite.
off.
We saw Johnson do that earlier, only get cut off by Nielsen, of course. They go past their teammate, who's been driven by Skidmore and Musgrove. Skidmore still in the car, I think, for that one.
Wide here. You know, Kevin working better here. Ease off a little bit and then just sets his car up for one corner. It's the best thing to do, I think. You better he closes down here and then just no.
Very, very different lines, isn't there?
He's not listening, but he better sets us up the whole.
Very strange lines there for Gavin there. In Lukey Heights, plenty of times from him. Tobias Schlemmer was keeping that gap to Schreiner just about right, but Johnson has lost plenty of time on that last lap.
Yeah.
He's had a slow lap, lost around about 1.5 seconds, so not good news for the RPM driver, who's desperate to take his first win in his World V8 Supercars career, actually, because he didn't take a win in 2010. He's not taken a win in 2011. He's had plenty of podiums, but not quite. Always been the bridesmaid, it seems, at the moment, James. And he had it in his hand at one point, but let it go.
Shriner's going wide. Of course, you need to watch out what Christopher Aponte can do. He takes over.
Yep, that's the big question, isn't it? We've seen the Shriners got plenty of pace, so that co-driver question's answered, but not answering the question about Kirchhofer or Aponte. Well, we both know they're very, very quick drivers, but are they going to be quick on the day? That is the problem. Anders Nielsen moves up now into 8th position. As into the pits, I think, has come. Well, yeah, Junt has come into the pits. So Junt is on the 2-stop strategy, of course.
Okay.
3-stop strategy, sorry. He'll be swapping over to Chris Williamson. Or at least should be swapping over to Chris Williamson. Yes, indeed he is. Has not shown it just yet, but David Baskey is also taken over at Leitner's. There we go. Leitner's car. So David Baskey takes over for Leitner. So we're going to see plenty of driver swaps this time around in these run of pit stops. Go back up to the battle for 5th position. Oh, there's a battle here.
Steve Davis?
Between Egbeer and Steve Davis. Egbeer has gradually come up through the field. He's got Ethan Rayner to take over the car from him after this stint. There's Anders Nielsen. Here's Talbot. There's Davis. Worthy and Felix still hard at battle.
You can't find it. You can't find it. It's like...
Just cannot find a way through. So let's go back through the field. Oh, here's Davis having a look at Egbeer, squeezing down the inside, not able to make the move stick. Just stick with this a second before we run through the field. Focus on the top 8 quite a lot. Let's now look back at the rest of the drivers who are involved in this race, of course. But we are in the middle of pit stops. Fight has made a pit stop as well. None of the top 8 have made a pit stop just yet this time around. Schleyer was the first to make a pit stop last time. Lap 21, if I recall correctly. Davis down inside. Oh! Gives a touch to Lee Palmer there. That's Tander-esque, that was, for those who saw the Phillip Island highlights from this year. And he's made the move stick. So Steve Davis, with an aggressive move, goes up to 9th position. Past Adam Egbeer. Lee Palmer is still in the car, so they must be on a 3-stop strategy. They must have misunderstood Gregory DeGrief earlier. So he'll be swapping over to Gregory DeGrief pretty soon. Lee Palmer's in 15th position at the moment. We got Shannon Blonde in 11th. He'll be very, very pleased with that indeed. Here he is. There is Shannon Blonde, 11th. He's got a special skin, especially for these Enduros. 12th place Here is Luke Walsh, debut in the series, so he'll be happy with that solid run there. Then just put the hex on Shannon Blanc, so he made a mistake coming out there. 13th place is David Baskett, driving with Norbert Leitner. 14th place here is David Yunt and Chris Williamson, who's now in the car. 15th place is Lee Palmer. The Grief will be getting that car pretty soon. 16th place is Yari Venari. We'll have Nathan Robertson getting the car in the next... because they're two-stopping strategy, aren't they? So he'll be getting the car in 13 laps time, at the minimum. Here's Jeff Dobbink. He's in 17th. 18th place is Dmitry Asienko, driving with Beram Kalov. 19th place is Kapal. Off the track has gone Shannon Blonde. I really did put the hex in, didn't I?
Did
I did.
You did
Put a complete hex in him. Got off the track at the hairpin. I apologise, Shannon. It's all my fault. In 19th place is Andre Kapal. Taking over from that car soon will be David Anderson. 20th place is Ben Treff. He's made his way back up the field a little bit after he's off earlier. He had a great start to the race, dropped back slightly and had a big accident. He's missing the side of his car as well, he is, isn't he? Oh,
he's going.
And Ben Trev, he's off the track, spinning around and around. Oh, he's just about to stop before the barrier. Well held, Ben. Oh.
Very good save there.
He's missing the side of his car, look. Front wing is missing completely. Very unusual. But Tobias Schlemo is into the pits. He's running through the rest of the field quickly. Tveit. There he is. Oh, it's Mike Manuel's in the car now, not Tveit. 21st place is Mike Manuel. Yeah. 22nd place is Roy Magnus. 23rd is Scanlan. Yeah, Schlemo just come out the pits. 24th Skidmore. 25th, of course, Gary Lennon. 26th Roding. 27th Vanian. Those have retired from the race. Into and out of the pits has come Tobias Schlemo. Let's go back through the field and try and find out where he's going to be now.
Schlemo did the swap. Or
They must have done the swap because he has to do the rest of the race now. Where is he at?
I think it's 50 something.
Yes, there he is. Sorry, I looked for Schlemo, and obviously it's Kirkover in the car now. Noob mistake. Sorry about that, guys. So Kirkover rejoins in 6th position. I do prefer to say Kirkover than Schlemo. Schlemo sounds a bit watery. I don't know what it is. Toby Davis is in 5th. Well, that's Ben Davis in the car at the moment. Felix is in 4th. Worthy's got past Felix finally, as we can see. Just leave a big black line on the tarmac there as he broke for that corner. Johnson is just 0.9 seconds behind Schreiner now. So Schreiner, oh no, that's because Schreiner's now into the pits. So that would for Schreiner into the pits. Leader of this race now is James Johnson. James has done the longest stint, so hasn't he? Than the rest of the drivers around him.
He went the first stint a little bit later in the pits, so...
That means, of course, the stints for Christopher Apont will be less. Gathers up, so he's able to go, like, I think, 1 or 2 laps longer each stint.
Yeah.
Really adds up at the end of the race. Felix into the pits as well. He's just leaving. There he is. Talborg must be getting in the car now. Indeed, he is. Talborg is in the car. We'll update in a second as they come out of the pits. Talborg's now in that car for 3ID Racing. 3ID Gaming, sorry. Florian Strauss is back in the car for Schreiner, by the way. It's gone slightly unnoticed, but Strauss is back in the car, so they're doing alternate swaps.
Ben Davis also pitted. I see. Oh.
Yep, so Ben Davis is pitted. That means Toby Davis is now back in the hot seat, quite literally. Ian Bundell is now in the car in place of George Talbot. That's in 5th position. They're in 5th position. I don't think they pitted actually just yet. Of course they're on a different strategy, aren't they?
Is Talbot in the car now? But still sit. I'm not sure if
Talbot is in the car, just not updated on. He's definitely in the car. I can see it on my in-game, just not updated on the.
You shoot it through the window.
Yeah. Sit in the window.
There's lots of new guys now, and James Johnson, of course, with Christopher Ponte. If Strauss in the car again, Bundell also. So lots of new guys, and see what the pace is from those guys.
So Bundell has swapped with George Talbot. So they're of course on the.
He spins!
Bundell's off right in front of Talborg. Well avoided there from Talborg. that was great driving. How he missed that.
He is awake. He just started it, but he's awake. Oh, very good reaction from him.
Down the inside, there's no indication it's going to happen. Then suddenly, spin. Oh, well avoided, beautiful. Followed the rear end beautifully there, and no contact at all, so no damage. And only maybe probably half a second left.
Also.
That's excellent. Maybe half a second lost there. Of course, half a second has been quite a lot in this race so far. Gavin Worthy is in second, of course. Back to the live action. Sorry, there we go. James Johnson.
According to
the info, lap 50 was going to pit, but he's actually going to pit on lap 48. So a couple of laps early. So that's going to be two 21-lap stints for Christopher Pont.
Slow down, yeah.
Cameron Truder is now in the car, of course, and he has swapped with Steve Davis. Johnson into the pits. Here he is. Gavin Worthy will now take the lead of the race. Worthy's going to carry on for another 10 laps maximum, because of course Ivanov has to do 32 laps. Strauss is coming around Lukey Heights hairpin. He's around the final two corners now as well. Let's see where he rejoins. Where's Strauss going to be? Where's Johnson going to be? Of course, where is Aponte going to be?
No, it's going to be close.
It's going to be very close. Aponte is in to that car, not updated on the timer just yet. Strauss goes flying past. That's going to be a big gap.
Losing a lot of time there.
Losing a lot of time. Back past goes Vinari as well, but of course he's a lap down.
It's the same as
Where's Kirchhofer? Where's Kirchhofer? Kirchhofer is not close enough to take advantage either. We'll see it all play out when they cross the first sector, tell you the exact gaps. There's Johnson. There's Kirchhofer. So again, Johnson's come out in traffic, and again he's going to have a 360 racing driver bearing down on him with hotter tyres. But this time, it's not for the lead of the race, it's for second. There it is, there's the gap.
It's the second time Johnson loses a lot of time with the pit stop, with just going a lap later or 2 laps later. And
well, he's lost some 7.1 seconds behind Strauss. Before those pits, he was 4.5 seconds behind. Obviously, he's gone a bit longer, so his lap times will be a bit slower, but it doesn't really count for all of it. But Aponte can now
actually have the edge at the end of the race. But
yeah, of course, perhaps. But 7.1 seconds is a big gap to get back, especially at the front of the field. But Aponte can now absolutely smash the car and try and get it up towards the front of the field, because he's now got short stints. He's got short stints, so he can drive almost like a qualifying stint. Only 21 laps per stint at the moment. So Kirchhofer's into the car. That means that Schlemo driving... Oh, Aponte out of shape. Aponte out of shape. He's learning very quickly how volatile these V8 Supercars are. But so Schlemo's driving duties are over. Kirchhofer is going into the car.
No,
Kirchhofer's there.
Sorry.
Calm yourself. So Phillip's driving duties are over as well. It's just not updated on there. It's actually Torborg in that car at the moment. Anders Nielsen's not handed over just yet. So Nielsen, Worthy and Bundell are the ones to stopping. Chowdhury is as well. Toby Davis is back in 9th. Paul Legale has now taken over from Luke Walsh. Or George Talbot, I can't remember which one he's taken over from. But they have to pit one more time. They've swapped while being on the track. Shannon Blond's in 11th. I'll not say how well he's been going this time around, because he crashed
he's doing terrible.
Last time.
He's doing terrible.
He's in awful. Shannon, you're a rubbish driver. You're doing really badly.
Yeah.
12th place is David Baskey. He's got some damage to the front of that car. Look at the front end of his car. Quite a bit of damage to the front of that. That's not gone well really for Baskey and Leitner so far in this race. 13th place is Williamson. 14th place is Rayner, taken over from Adam Egbeer. 15th place is Robinson. He's taken over from Vinari. 16th place is Jeff Dobbing. He may not get anybody take over his car for him. This must be Gregory DeGrief in this car. Taken over from...
It should about time now, yeah.
From Lee Palmer. Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely correct. So Gregory DeGrief is pursuing Anders Nielsen there. But I think it's a lap between them. Powell is in 18th. 19th place is Bayram Kolov. Manuel, sorry. This is Manuel in 19th place. Florian Strauss, fastest lap of the race. First person to break the 31.7s.
He's catching up quickly now on Worthy. It's 28 seconds.
Who have we lost there? Here is Manuel. There's Magnez. Oh, and there apparently is Baramkolov. But I can't see Baramkolov. Can you?
This
I think
looks like a
Baranko might
disconnection there.
be disconnected. Here's James Scanlan, so he's still going. And Ben Treff has DNF'd as well, so Ben Treff. Oh, he's trying to swap with Richard Coleman. They were having difficulties earlier, before the race, of trying to get the swap to work, and obviously it hasn't worked at all, so big shame for those guys. I know they put lots of effort into this race, and do enjoy driving these cars. Hopefully they have better luck at Bathurst. Speaking of Bathurst, of course, that comes up in 3 weeks' time. Let's just go back towards the front of the field. You know what, Gavin Worthy has one more pit stop to make, as does everyone behind him. I know Ilivanov is not as fast as those guys, but can Ilivanov hold them off? If Ilivanov goes around about a second a lap slower, he's going to be very, very close indeed. So Ruslan tried to do drive change, of course, and it's not worked for him.
The word is going to the pits now very soon, I think, so... I think that...
well, he's got another 6 laps before he has to hand over to Ilivanov.
Yeah. And then he loses 40 seconds, I think, something like that, right?
Yeah, but then the other drivers will have to make a pit stop as well. So, it's going to be really close, you know. It might just work. I mean, it's very, very intriguing indeed. I'm really quite intrigued by this, as the gap between Aponte and Strauss is now 11.2 seconds. So the favourites for the race, Strauss and Schreiner, look like they are in the box seat at the moment. With maybe a fly in the ointment from Gavin Worthy. Certainly Gavin Worthy and Ilivanov can get second, because there's a big gap back to Aponte.
And podium is possible, yeah. Really, yeah.
Would be a tremendous achievement.
It looks like Aponte is pulling away or something, but he's finding his rhythm.
He is pulling away slightly from Kirkhofer, that's for sure. He's not gaining on Strauss at all. Here's Felix. He's in a net 4th, if you will. But actually, no, he's in 5th, because if Worthy makes a pit stop, he will still come out behind, of course, won't he? There's Magnus. I do apologise to Roy for having a white car in the broadcast, because it is working on my screen, on my game. And it is a very nice looking car as well, so it's a big shame we've missed out on that skin. But that's actually Mirvold in that car now, of course. Oh no, it was still Roy actually. So they must be swapping over alternate strategies. Must have missed Mirvold being in the car. Unless, of course, I think they may be on a one-stop strategy, sorry. A two-stop strategy.
Two-stop, yeah.
I will get my words out eventually. 6th place is Anders Nielsen. He's making the two-stop strategy work for him. 7th place is Chowdhury. I think he's gaining on Nielsen. Just gradually. Gregory de Grief back in field, the reigning champion, of course. He's gaining on Jeff Dobbing. Ian Bundell is in 8th. He's got Toby Davis right in behind him. Of course, these are on different strategies. They both have to pit once more, and I would fancy that Davis brothers will go past and take the position, because he goes slightly more pace. Whoa, slightly more. That was a move and a half. I thought they were both going to go off there. But Davis up to 8th. 9th place is Bundell. 10th place is Legale. So all the 25 Motorsport, 05 Motorsport drivers are very, very close together. 7th, 9th and 10th. Nielsen there says is 6th. There is Felix. Here's Kirkhofer. Here's Aponte. Let's go on board with Aponte for a run. Let's see how well he's driving this track. So I can listen in. Very, very neat and tidy through Lukey Heights. Very ginger on the throttle. Goes down into the hairpin. No tight exit. Very, very smooth at the moment from Aponte. And doesn't
he's driving very good lines now.
Doesn't look particularly fast though. But it's looking smooth.
And the rhythm is good, so...
The rhythm is good, that's absolutely correct. But he is now some 13.5 seconds behind Strauss. That's a very big gap. Strauss is gaining on Gavin Worthy hand over fist, because of course Worthy's tyres will be screaming for mercy right now. Let's go on board with Gavin and have a listen to see whether those tyres really are crying out. We've got another 4 laps to last.
And Troy is really gaining now, yeah. So.
Yeah, really gaining over a second a lap at the moment. Looks like Strauss and Schreiner have got this in the bag if they don't make any big mistakes. Just ever so slight slides at the edge of the corners all the time from Gavin. Just that rear tyres giving up on the lateral load. It's lifted him into turn 1. Oh, he's sideways there, look at that. Front end does not want to bite at all. Washing away, underturning. Oh, he's running wide.
Oh, yeah,
slow it down, Gavin, slow it down. Oh, well held. That car really has seen the best of its tyres.
Yeah, he has a lot of understeer now, and he can compensate. He can't compensate it, of course, with his throttle. So it's nice understeer with oversteer.
And no braking power as well. Look at that. And he'll be glad to get out of this car, I think, after in 3 laps' time. Hand over to Ivanov. Very ginger on the power, come out of Siberia there. Through Hayshed, even a little bit of lift through Hayshed as well. Normally you can take that pretty much flat. Keeping it nice and tidy through Lukey Heights, down into the hairpin. Let's hear the traction coming out of this corner. Very, very gingerly on throttle. Caressing it almost through there.
He's doing another lap. Yeah. Oh, Robertson did it.
So Robertson's been into the pits for his final pit stop of the day. No, it's not final pit stop of the day.
Not the final now.
Laps, no.
Yeah.
Here is Christopher Pond. He's involved in lots of traffic here. Look at this lot. Again, Eric Tveit involved in the middle of it all, as he often is, for those who have watched it all before. Yeah, and it's confirmed retirement for Coleman and Asienko. Unfortunately, they've left the game because they've not been able to do the driver swap work. So Coleman and
he's gone. Yeah.
And Tveit gets out of the way. Much better get out of the way than last time.
Yeah, he's losing time now, of course, and Florian is catching up in this traffic.
Kirkover is just behind Aponte now as a result of all that traffic. Less than a second between them. Strauss is gaining hand over fist still on, of course, Gavin Worthy at the front. Worthy who has just had to plug on for another few laps, and out of the race is Cameron Choudhury. Cameron Choudhury is out of the race. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's have a replay of that. Just coming down the straight. Happy as Larry. Disconnection. Unfortunate there for Cameron Choudhury. Really gutting for Choudhury and Steve Davis in the 05 Motorsport car.
Yeah, it's a really shame. They were looking good.
They were looking good.
They were 7th, I believe. 8.
Shannon Blonde is now up to 10. It's a big shame there for Choudhury and Davis. But their other 2 cars are still going, Legale and Bundell. There is Bundell, there is Legale. Identical cars, as you can see. Toby Davis is now up to 7th. I would say that will become 6th by the end of the race because Nielsen still has to pit and they're not far apart, as you can see. Both have to pit one more time. Of course, Davis will have the benefit of having fresher tyres for his stint. Felix is still in 5th. I think that's a net 5th, really, to be honest, because I can see Gavin Worthy getting into 2nd position overall with Ilivanov. It's not Felix, sorry, it's Tolbog. Apologise for that, yeah. There's Kirkhofer and Ponte. Kirkhofer just a second behind Ponte. And we're not far off. Maybe 5, 6, 7 laps off.
Goes deep.
We're about 10 laps off the 3rd pit stops of the day, aren't we? About 10 laps to go until the 3 stoppers fit for the final time.
Yeah.
Magdes has pitted.
And Worthy is going to pit
he's going to look to try and stretch that car to do 33 laps. Of course, he's a couple of laps down. That's Meervold coming out of the pits. He's a couple of laps down, so they may be able to stretch it. Funnily enough.
If they do a driver swap, he comes back, of course, at 6th position, Ivanov. Yeah, something like that. Close to Tauber.
Yeah, about 6th position, but of course everybody else in front of him then has to make a pit stop anyway, so...
Yeah.
Johnson is now under serious pressure from Kirchhofer. Strauss is only 19 seconds behind Worthy now. The gap has come down rapidly. It's 28 seconds, 29 seconds when the Strauss came out of the pits. And Worthy,
he needs to pit now.
Worthy will be pitted this time around. He has to pit this lap. Otherwise, Ilivanov will not be able to fulfill the mandatory number of laps a driver can use up, and he will be disqualified from the race, unfortunately. Davis, Nielsen and Bundell are not lap down, despite the graphic there. First driver a lap down is Ethan Rayner in 11th position. Gregory de Grief is up to 14th already, made up 3 positions since taking over.
Yeah, I think I see him in the top 10.
Into the pits comes the leader, Gavin Worthy.
There you have him.
Pushing very, very, very hard indeed. Just about got the car slowed down. Wow. And he's in the first pit stall as well, so he'll be swapping over to Ilivanov. Coming to take the lead of the race will be Florian Strauss. Here he is. And the final corner he comes, and he is now in the lead of this race.
Oh,
there is Gavin Worthy. And Ilivanov.
Yeah.
Nielsen swapped, has he?
Yeah. Just came out also.
Yep, Nielsen has swapped with Simon Melhuish. Thank you, Evo. And it says Gavin Worthy on the screen there, but it's not Gavin Worthy, it's Nikola Ilivanov. Ilivanov will rejoin in 5th, it looks like.
Yep.
He does indeed. Toby Davis has got past Ian Bundell also. Oh no, sorry, he was already ahead of Ian Bundell, so we saw that ages ago, didn't we, with that great move up the inside in the final corner. Toby Davis has moved up to 6th as a result of Anders Nielsen's pit stop. So Ilivanov rejoins. And he's just 3 seconds behind Tolborg in 4th. So I would fancy Ilivanov to finish ahead of Apont, Tolborg and Kirchhofer. Apont has just gone off the track though. Apont has just lost 2nd place. Down into Honda hairpin, I think, again as well. Looks like to me, yes, just gone slightly wide, just pushing too hard. That's a very strange straight off the track.
It's taking a lot of people out today.
It's catching a few people out. Since Strauss caught out, we've seen Johnson caught out. Well, Johnson involved in an incident there at least. Nobody was actually caught out by it. But look at Tolborg. Tolborg's caught these guys extremely rapidly. Right up in behind Kirchhofer now. So Tolborg was challenging for 2nd position. This is all heated up suddenly between these 3. Strauss is some 23 seconds in the lead all of a sudden. So from being extremely close between Strauss, Schlemo and Johnson at the halfway point of this race, it's now some 23 seconds Strauss has to lead by. So Strauss has been driving brilliantly in this stint, obviously. Obviously ably assisted by Michael Schreiner, who drove brilliantly in his stint as well. That's made all the difference, I think.
He's going to make a move. He makes a move.
He's making the move, but will he make the move stick? Oh, it's side by side. Still has the run on. He's just going to switch back across. Will that leave room for Tolborg on the inside of the next corner? It does. Can he take advantage though? No, he can't. Aponte in the background almost went off the track there. Just about came back for a late apex. So didn't lose too much time.
No, Aponte is really close.
Looking back from Tolborg at Aponte. Here is the scene of the crime for Aponte last lap. Oh, who's he hit? What happened there?
He didn't get a tap.
It looked like he got tapped to me. But the weight just went down and it just suddenly changed.
I think he locked up on the brakes. Yeah.
Oh, he just locked up the brakes, yeah. Oh, and Aponte did very, very well indeed to avoid that. So Tolborg, who avoided a spin at a hairpin earlier in the race, now was one of the ones who had to be avoided. But Ilivanov Oh dear, Ilovanov has dropped lots and lots of time. He was 3 seconds behind before coming out of the pits. Now he's some 13 seconds behind. So he's made a mistake already at the start of his stint.
Toby's catching up, I believe, so... Yeah.
Toby's trying to track down them for that 5th, but it's another pit stop to do though, that's the problem. He's 12 seconds behind, plus a pit stop, so... Looking unlikely. I was hoping Ilovanov would move forward, but he may not now. He still has a chance of doing so though. But Strauss is serene in leading this race at the moment. Is this completely under control? If he pitted now, he would still come out behind Ilovanov, but he would have much, much better, of course, driver speed and tyres. But we're looking around about laps 67, 68 for the final pit stops. Maybe as early as lap 65. Depending if people want to get the uncut or anything like that. There's Felix, sorry not Felix, Torborg. damn plug-in. Aponte is third.
Just
for
type
James
that
Johnson.
over the screen.
So Johnson, so Johnson once again is in a podium position. Once again, not able to make a win. Davis is in 6th. Bundell is in 7th. Bundell is also in the grass. He gets back on track just about. Gets going once again. Not too much time lost. Shannon Blonde is in 8th. He's doing brilliantly, isn't he, Evo?
Yeah, I was just thinking about him. So he's driving really good. And
shh, don't say that.
Oh yeah, that's very, very, very terrible. Oh, just look at this line. Awful.
So the Galet is in 9th. 10th place is Simon Melhuish. They're on the 2-slot strategy, so they'll be looking for maybe a 6th or a 7th place in this race. Because I believe the Galet still have to make one more pit stop.
Simon has good pace also.
Here's Ethan Rayner. He's got... Oh, that's Ethan Rayner. And there...
Is...
Despite the fact that the plug is completely wrong, and that's Gregory, going up to 12th. So Gregory de Grief goes up to 12th. So 11th even, sorry. 11th place for Gregory de Grief. So he's made 6 positions already. Next on his list is Simon Melhuish.
Oh, Livanov is out?
Livanov is out? What on earth happened there? After all the hard work that Gavin Worthy has done, what's happened to poor Ilvanov?
What a shame.
He did say he had power problem earlier.
Yeah. And because he was racing for a couple of laps already, so...
Oh, disconnection. He had looked like disconnection to me.
Yeah,
he had power problems earlier today at his Bulgarian home, and
really,
what a
really
shame.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to into the pits comes one of the 25 motorsport cars. That is, scroll through, Paul Le Gallet. Bundell is in it also. Yeah. Oh, I don't like them being so similar, those two.
They're pitting at the same time.
Pitting at the same time, same livery. So annoying. Melhuish goes up to 7th. So he'll be looking for a 6th place with the Melhuish now, because Blonde will also have to pit soon.
But the drive's terrible. But Toby's, he got, of course, 5th now.
And Toby's into 5th. That's the highest they will go, I'm afraid. They won't go any further than that.
No.
Top 5 will be a good result, though. Ben Davies still has to do one more stint after this, of course, so... Here's Marco Felix. Jesper Torborg, sorry. On Christopher Ponce. Oh, no, we've seen that so many times, they did a disaster. Oh! Don't make the move there, guys. If you can't get Phillip inside, it's going to result in a spin. But you do know what's happened here, Evo, is 1-2 at the front of the field for 360 Racing, once again.
And Florian on top, so... Aponte's going right.
So you're happy your predictions come right?
Yeah.
Crash, Florian, crash.
I'm good at predictions.
Yes, you did. For those who don't know, we run a prediction game in the World Touring Masters, World Touring Masters actually started again in the 2nd of November, so that's a plug for that. So World Touring Masters starts 2nd of November. You can catch live broadcasts of that as well. And also, of course, we had a prediction game for that before each round, and Evo was the winner last season of the prediction game.
Defending champion, yeah.
Just pipped me. So Evo was the defending prediction champion, and he's pipping me today as well. So because I said Kirkhofer and Salemo, and they're second, and he said, Just missing out again, I am. It's terrible, this is.
Must say I'm also at top at the Formula Pro Championship. Also, so.
You're top of that as well. Let's see what inside knowledge though on that one.
Tabo is going to make a move, I think.
He is. He's looking dangerous, isn't he? Down the inside. Oh, not quite. That's so close. You can't be that close, guys. Calm down. Oh.
He doesn't want to give up.
Cannot be that close at 200 kilometers an hour. In a corner. Jeff Dobbing has had to quit from the race as well. I don't think his co-driver turned up to take over from him.
There's some traffic coming up, so maybe Tabo can take advantage of that.
Tolborg is looks like it's only a matter of time actually for Tolborg to go through. Of course, this is classic co-driver versus main game driver because Tolborg is so experienced in these now, having done the whole season. And of course, Aponte is in his first race of the season.
He's driving his first laps, yeah. So.
Yeah, driving his first race laps ever in this championship. Oh, Aponte wide, pushing so hard through Hayfield.
You don't want to run right there.
And we're going to be joined by the veritable Roy Magnez. Welcome, Roy.
Good evening, good evening.
I first of all, Roy, I'm glad you're here right now because I can apologise in person. For some reason, the broadcast has your car as a white car.
Yeah, so I was a little bit disappointed by that.
I'm very disappointed by that because your car is beautiful for this race. So I've been trying to describe it for everybody. Unfortunately, this particular computer has not picked up your skin, which is a big shame because it does look very nice. But anyway, I apologise for that. Hopefully that will be fixed for Bathurst and we can see your beautiful skin. How was your race, Roy?
Well, it was a bit like I expected it to be, actually. As you all know, I'm not really the fastest guy out there, but I'm picking away at just about the same lap time every lap. So just playing it consistently from the very beginning. And
do you trust Mirvold in the car at the moment? How's he been in practice?
Well, he's been faster than me on every single training stint we've done. So, and he's already been faster than me in the race. Just if he hasn't got no force feedback on his steering wheel, so he'll have to try to play it a bit more consistent and slow than what he probably would like. But
very, very difficult when you're used to it and it's not there. Oh, look at that! Through Hayshed. That's the second lap in a row he's got outshaped through there. We've seen James Johnson be very quick through there, look spectacular, but unfortunately Ponte has managed to look spectacular but not be quick. What have you made of the race so far? I don't even been following the race at all, Roy, because obviously you've been driving, but have you seen any of the broadcast? Have you followed any of the lead action?
Well, I have it running on the other computer, so I had your voices on my ear.
Oh, I see. Maybe that's why you weren't going so quickly as the rest of the drivers, because me and Eva were annoying you. What have you made of the fight at the front? It's been very exciting. I mean, Strauss has just walked away with it at the moment. He's just obliterating the two co-drivers behind him. But before that, it was an extremely exciting race, wasn't it?
It certainly has sounded like it, at least. It's nice to see that there are not only one guy out there, but there are others who can be up in the fight as well.
And what's really made the difference today, I think, has been the quality of the co-drivers, because while Kirchhofer and Aponte have been extremely quick, they've not been in the same bracket as Michael Schreiner, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, Tolborg's on the inside.
Tolborg's through, through. Aponte just braked slightly too late, and was balked as well by the back marker. I don't think it was back marker's fault actually, I think Aponte was already going wide. And Tolborg has taken the opportunity to go through to third position. Oh, Aponte!
Big slip at him.
Just tapping the grass coming out of there. Just needs to keep it together and bring it home in that fourth place, because it's valuable points in the championship for James Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson wants to see the points, of course. That's the most important thing. He's probably shouting at him on TV.
Probably is, yeah.
Bring it home.
Calm down, Chris, calm down. Damn Caribbean. Right, who was your favourite before the race? And don't say Strauss and Schreiner because they're leading.
No, actually I was... I had my money on Tobias Schlemmer, actually.
Oh, so did I! Welcome to the club.
Great minds think the same, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So there, Evo.
It looks like Pont is running wide the whole time or everywhere now, so...
Well, it's time for his final
he's
pit stop.
struggling with the tyres, so...
It's time for his final pit stop.
Yeah.
There'll be some Lightner's been into the pits as well. So Lightner's taken over from his co-driver, David Baskey. That pit stop happened quite a long time ago, to be fair. The game was caught up quite late there.
It's the same what you said, of course, with the regular drivers and the co-drivers now. Starbuck has more experience with the car and less fuel and worn tires, where probably
it has really shown, especially in this stint, because Talborg has been all over the back of a Ponte, just trying to find a way through, now pulling away at a rate of knots. And you've seen Strauss absolutely obliterate Kirchhofer and Ponte in this particular stint.
It's a great drive.
Been a fantastic stint this from Strauss, been absolutely problem-free. He'll be pitting very soon for his final pit stop and what will hopefully be victorious pit stop. But of course Schreiner now gets in the car this time around, and that brings its own risks, of course, with the driver swap. So hopefully that goes okay. Don't want any disconnections at all to spoil this. And then Shannon Blonde just ahead of us, just going off the track there. That's your fault this time, Evo.
Didn't say anything. Oh, we go
Strauss, keep it on the track. Jigsing everyone today. For those who are unfamiliar with my broadcast, unfortunately my mic is still a bit broken, so apologies if I sound like a space alien at times. I don't know if you've heard me go space alien at any point, Roy?
Well, not during this session.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
That's good.
So I apologise to anybody who hears those weird noises come out of my mouth. It's not me, and I've not just put on my mask, it's because the mic is going to be a bit weird. But Strauss leads the race. Second place is Kirchhofer. Schlemmer Schlemmer did the first two stints for me, so Kirchhofer is going to bring this home. And Schreiner still has to get back in the car in place of Strauss. So we'll see what happens there. But Schreiner's shown himself to be very, very quick indeed, as quick as Johnson in that last stint that he did. So that shouldn't be a problem at all. Tolborg is bringing it home as well. Ponte also bringing it home. But Tolborg's gaining on Kirchhofer pretty quickly. Look at this.
Yeah. There
comes Tolborg.
Oh, he's off. He's off.
He's off.
He went off.
He went off. He did go off. Well spotted. And see this now. I didn't quite see it on the replay. Check it. Oh,
again the lead.
Sure, on the braking.
Maybe
several times this season we've seen that. You know.
Second time already. Maybe they have problems with the brakes.
Well, he does it. He's done it several times this season also as well. Lift up the tyres. Oh, he just came in just behind. Oh, and so Kirchhofer into the pits. Kirchhofer into the pits. Here he comes. And here comes Tolborg as well. He's done all that hard work that he did. Several times this season, unfortunately, which is very un-Tolborg-like, to be honest. He's usually cool, calm, and collected, and he's made several mistakes this season so far.
He just spun just before his pit stop. Yes.
Toby Davies carries on. He'll be pitting very soon to put Ben Davies back in the car. And here comes the Pont. Who's echoing? It's Evo.
What? Sorry?
You're echoing.
I'm not saying anything.
No, I can hear myself on you.
Oh, okay. It's nice.
It's not nice.
Oh, okay.
The viewers don't like listening to me once, never mind twice.
Yeah.
So a Pont continues. I would have thought a Pont would have pitted by now, to be honest, just to split up those stints. But into the pits comes Strauss. So Strauss pits. Wow, that's how far ahead he is. 41 seconds ahead. Yeah. Pont has only just come out of Siberia when Strauss is in the pits.
Fingers crossed. It goes okay for him now. The pit stop.
Melovic is up to 6th. As I say, Legale and Bundell 7th and 8th. Although it says 9th on that little plug-in there, which is rather annoying. But he's 8th. Actually, no, Gregory de Grief is in 8th. I tell a lie. Gregory de Grief is up to 8th position. So that Bundell is actually in 9th. Gregory is in 8th. I think Gregory has to make one more pit stop though, so that could put a scupper his plans for a top 10. And Pont still not pitted. Apparently Felix is just pitted, but that's a complete lie because that's
but Pont is still of course on the Johnson strategy, just going a little bit longer on the stint.
Yeah, but I'm a bit surprised by that because it would be much more easier for him to split up you know, the 42 lap stint into 21 laps, but obviously deciding not to do that. Kirkover carries on.
To have the fresher tires for the final stint, you know, to be able to maybe give it a little push if you have to.
Maybe, I just thought he was struggling perhaps on his tyres slightly, but maybe just deciding to go, as you say, go for that fresher tyre malarkey. But Schreiner had such a big lead. Schreiner and Strauss had such a big lead that he's managed to come out
in front of him,
ahead of the pits, still ahead. So that just shows how fantastic Strauss was on that stint. It's the best stint I've seen him drive this season. Toby Davis is still going around. He has to hand over to his brother sooner or later.
It was a beautiful tactical move for
Toby,
get
into the pits, please. So what were you saying, Roy?
That was a beautiful piece of tactics also with Florian Strauss there, to put him into the car to really stretch out that big lead, so that Schreiner would have a little bit of a cushion on the final stint.
Yeah, it really has worked out very well indeed, hasn't it? And of course, Schreiner... Whoa, Toby's just get into the pits, please! He's still not going to the pits. Get
Ben,
into the pits.
Say to Toby he needs to go into the pits. He doesn't want to listen.
Doesn't want to listen at all. Ben, if you're watching the broadcast, get in there and tell him, get into the pits. Pont's still going round. Well, he needs to get into the pits also. Kirchhofer is some 34 seconds now back from Michael Schreiner. But of course, he'll pick up second position when the driver's in front of him pit. Torborg, there he is. He's some 7 seconds behind Kirchhofer now as a result of that spin earlier. And we're just saying how experienced he was in these cars and how he knows how to handle the car late on in the stint, and that was your fault this time, Ivo.
Yeah. I know what it is now, the commentary curse. So.
Yes.
Saying anything.
It's dangerous.
It's very dangerous, yeah.
Here's Simon Melhuish. He's still going around. He's teamed up with Nielsen, of course, in this race, and looking good for a 6th place finish, it seems, at the moment, because the two drivers behind him are also on that same 2-stop strategy.
Who was that?
I'm not quite sure who was that.
Finari. Yari was it. It was Finari that he managed to leave
Yari came
again,
into the channel. Where's he gone? Come on, Yari, come on, don't be scared.
Come.
It's a big shame not to see John Wilson for this race, actually. Because John obviously won the Pukikoi round and not been back here to defend or win a race. I'm not sure where. Derevy's out 11th after pitting. I presume he's pitted anyway. For the final time. So he's done very, very well to come up through the field. He's not on the timing screens on the plug-in, unfortunately, so sorry about that. He's actually, you can see his 10th and 12th are together. He's actually in between those two there. And into the pits comes his teammate. And actually that means Gregory's up to 10th now. So Gregory is into the top 10, like you predicted.
But he did pit already, right? Or?
Yeah, he's pitting for the final time now, yeah, he has. And here's Jesper Torborg. Behind Kirchhofer. Davis is still not pitted. He's determined to go as long as possible.
Hi guys.
It's probably, yeah.
Oh, hi Yari.
Yari.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm alright. How was your race, Yari?
Eventful, I would say. A couple of spins and some excellent racing with Erik Tveit. I've been laughing with him, or his driving style. He was a little slipping and sliding.
Your driving style is the worst, Yari. Did early turn in and braking right to the apex.
That's my norm.
I know. I was stuck behind you in Clio several times this season.
Yeah, sorry.
Like panicking. Damn driving style.
Well, I'm a weird guy. So I have a weird driving style too.
Yeah. Yes. I can tell.
Different. It's not a blocking or something like that, but I have a weird line for corners. Sorry if anyone got hurt or that, but that's the way it goes. So be faster than me and overtook me and qualified.
Well, sometimes, yeah. That's my fault for rolling it, I think, at the time.
Yeah, your fault. It's never mine.
It's definitely your fault.
Yeah, of course. I can blame.
for those who don't know, Yari is the driver, also the man. The man. He is the man. He makes all of the video highlight videos for us, so he is an absolute Superman, and we love him to bits. So if anyone ever drives into Yari, I'm more mad than anyone else. You can drive into anyone but Yari.
Yeah. No,
leave Yari alone.
Bullseye on my behind.
No bullseye behind. We don't like people driving to you. You can piss anybody off you like, apart from Yari.
Yeah. I know I've been safe hands from now. No one wants to hit me. That's good. Well, I have a bad luck in this race, but that's it. That's the way it goes sometimes.
And how has Nathan been doing in the car? Is he comfortable in the car?
Yeah, I think he's doing fine. I think our speed are similar, and he's enjoying himself. And we have a good team with the Rolling Pies Maniacs because our drivers do the setups, and we can share them, so it's easy.
Yeah, I noticed that every race you come in and go, James, set up please.
Yeah. I'm lazy. I can confess I'm lazy with the setup, and I don't want to practice offline so much, so I'm in big trouble in qualifying and the start of the races, but I need to warm up a little bit so the race goes. I will get better when the race goes on normally.
Well, we've just seen your teammates pit. James Johnson and Ponte. Ponte's just come into the pits and come back out once again.
Mm-hmm.
He had a bit of difficulty getting out of pits because Toby Davis pitted right in front of him.
Oh no, that's not.
But it's okay because it's the come of the race.
Yeah, we had a little difficulty with the driver swaps, but eventually we get it right. But we was laughing at, is this the end of our race because we couldn't get the swap right?
But you finally did get it right, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, that worked okay at least.
One other person we need to fill you in on who is out of the race is James Scanlon. He was tired with suspension damage, so I'm presuming he had an accident at some point. I don't know whether you saw Gary's accident at all, Yari, because we missed it on the screens.
I think he was behind me, and then he was trying to overtake me, but I don't know what happened. Perhaps I know there was a contact, but let's see what the replay. I don't know. I'm not sure what really happened.
You see what happens when people are behind you, Yari? Terrible.
No, I can't say it. I don't see them because I was concentrating keeping my car and heading front.
Yes, concentrating on driving into the corner.
Yeah, that's a big problem. Well, I'm driving with the cockpit, and it's sometimes difficult to see the side of the car where everybody else.
I'm sure you weren't at fault because you're a very fair driver, Yari.
Of course, everybody can make mistakes. So if there was my fault, so please report me. I want to be punished.
Yes.
I need to be punished.
Breaking news: Yari is into punishment. He likes bondage.
Yeah. That day will come. That day will come. It was very near at the DTM race or Super Test Series race.
It's going to be the next headline, I think, of my next news item.
Yeah,
Yari Venari, please punish me.
Yeah. Final punishment. He get what he deserves.
He obviously thinks he's a big fan of Max Mosley, is Yari?
Yeah, I'm a hard man. I want big punishments. Yeah. He's my kind of guy.
Let's run through the field. Well, we've got a bit of time and everything is calmed down. Schreiner leads the race by almost 30 seconds from Florian Kirchhofer, his 360 Racing teammate, so they're 1-2 at the moment. Third place is Felix and Torborg. Torborg in the car at the moment, despite that little graphic. Fourth place is Christopher Rapont, who's teamed up with Johnson for this event. They were fighting for the win in the first half of the race, but since dropped away quite massively, as you can see. Look how easy it is to drop away quickly. Toby Davis is just 7 seconds, well, this is Ben Davis now in the car, sorry, but just 7 seconds back from a pond, and may fancy his chances at having a go at getting fourth position. Would be a great result for them. Sixth place, and 90 seconds behind is Simon Melhuish, who is just recovering, actually. Oh, no, not recovering. He's actually fighting with somebody. Who's he fighting with? With Paul Le Galley. There's a great battle between Paul Le Galley and Simon Melhuish. Here we are. Sorry, I couldn't quite get to it. Here is Legale and Melhuish, and Legale has taken the position. Went through outside area.
Gonna take it back. No.
No, Melhuish looks like he's dropping back through the field, so Legale up to 6th.
You're gonna get lapped now, also.
Yep, about to get lapped. Melhuish is now going to be lapped by Strauss. Oh, well, Schreiner, sorry. Schreiner and Strauss. Bundella's already done so. Oh, and Melhuish into the pits. Oh, what a shame, because they were on a two-stop strategy, so they must have used their tyres up too quickly. Thank you for joining us, Yari. And hopefully we'll look out for a video after the race. I'm sure you're looking forward to making a video for this one because it's such a long race.
Yeah.
It will be difficult for you. No problem, Yari.
Yeah.
Thanks for popping by.
Have fun. Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Join us in the booth now is James Johnson. Toby's in here as well, but we'll get to him in a second because Toby is always talking.
Yeah, he didn't listen.
Hey guys.
Hi James. Fantastic first half of the race for you. I mean, a couple of incidents, but you were contending for the win. I mean, you've dropped away a little bit in the now Aponte's taken over. Obviously, struggling with being the co-driver, not used to these cars.
Yeah, you got a drive through as well.
Oh, what's happened to him? Is he gone?
Oh, whoa.
Aponte, where's Aponte gone? Christopher Aponte disqualified. What's happened to him? What on earth happened there? Why has he been disqualified?
He did pit. Not very. Oh, wait.
He pitted once for...
Yeah, a long time ago.
And he got a drive through and I don't think he took it.
Oh.
Yeah, but there's in 3 laps you need.
Go and find out for us, James.
Alright then.
Oh, what a shame, James.
It's really a shame.
Because
he pitted at 72.
Well, something like that, yeah, about 72, 73, so yeah, that would make sense. So it'd be lap 76 he would have been disqualified on. Oh, what a mistake. What a shame. It just shows you cannot take anything for granted at all. That means Toby Davis, Ben Davis and Toby Davis, the brothers, are into 4th place. And we're joined by Toby at the moment. Are you there, Toby?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yes, How was that stint? You did a very, very long stint. I was shouting at you to get into the pits because you're all over the place.
Yeah, my brother was struggling a little bit in his stint. He was doing high 33, so what we were doing was we fueled the car right up, and as soon as my times dropped below what my brother was capable of doing, I pitted. So that's how that one went. I pitted with something like 16, 17 laps to go, so Ben's just got to not spin.
And we got a big gap on Paul Legale because Legale is something like about half a lap behind. Almost. We're joined now by James Johnson once again. He's joined us. What happened, James?
He didn't take the drive through after
James.
the 3 laps.
That's what we thought, yeah.
Even though
well, sorry, 1 second. Just
it's Gregory, I think.
Was that Gregory? Was that yeah, it must have been Gregory, yeah. Almost going to go back to Torbo. Maybe he doesn't like Torbo very much. But that's such a shame, James, because you had such a good run going, contending for the win. I mean, you dropped back to 4th place, but you were still looking strong for some good points on the board.
Yeah, just a few mistakes here and there.
I mean, how did that first run feel to you? I mean, you were very, very exciting for us to watch because you were so close.
The tyre actually lasted the whole stint. I was surprised. And didn't expect it to last that long, to be honest.
And you were able to go a few laps longer than everybody else in the stints as well. So, I mean, what was the secret to that? Were you just hanging on for longer, or were you able to keep the tyres fresh up for longer?
I was just looking at the tyres a bit when I was stuck behind Florian, and then just once I got some clean air, it was just pulled away from.
You did, and that's but both times in the pitch you lost ground. I mean, the first time you came out the pitch, you were held up a bit, I think, behind Shannon Blonde, I think it was, when you came out the pits the first time.
Yeah.
That allowed that Schreiner to gain right up to you. And then you were about 4 seconds behind going to the second stop, and came out 7.5 seconds behind. I mean, what happened?
I honestly don't know. I just
this happens quite a lot for you, James. This happened at Eastern Creek as well, though, remember?
Yep.
Just need to get to the bottom of it, James. Not good enough.
I just pressed the button when the crew, says the crew's ready, and then I just managed to lose a lot of time somehow. Yeah,
it does seem it happened quite a lot. I'm not sure what's happening with that, so Maybe something that needs to be worked on. But that first win is getting ever closer, isn't it?
I'm trying to get there, but whether I get it this year or next time, I just hope I get one.
You were so close, of course, to Eastern Creek, and you obviously drove well at Oran Park, apart from the massive crashes that you had with Lennon and Egg Beer, nothing not to do with you, of course. And then you were second, of course, at Pukekohe, so close to taking your first win, your maiden win behind John Wilson, who took his maiden win. And of course, you're in contention for the first half of this race. You must be quite frustrated.
Just a bit.
Oh, and we see Kirkhofer just absolutely nail Savai off the track. What happened there?
I don't know, but it looks like Eric suddenly braked or something. I'm not sure what it was, but
it looked like a big shunt, didn't it?
He gave him room, but
oh, it was just slowed down too much, I think, and just
he braked it.
Oh, way off. Gets back out on the track.
Hope he rejoins okay then. No.
Oh,
that's
so
what I
close.
thought.
Well avoided, Torborg. But it seemed to have damaged, I think, the front. So go back through the field. Sorry about this, guys. It's not the most efficient way of going through the field, unfortunately. So Torborg is now just 2.8 seconds behind.
He's closing up a lot.
Behind Kirkhofer. So second place is not a done deal at the moment. I mean, we've still got some 17 drivers, 17 drivers, running out of the 28 who started. So that's pretty good for an endurance race, in our factor, considering what can happen with the driver swaps and whatnot. But actually today we've only had 2 problems with driver swaps, which is better than usual, isn't it, James?
Just a bit.
Yeah, we usually have everyone disconnected, and RPM do a disconnect. We know about them in the LMS.
I never had a problem in your LMS.
So we've seen it's always the GTO Meg drivers, who always have disconnection problems with driver swaps. I noticed that quite a lot. That's who it is. Getting my teams mixed up. Lots of drivers still running, but there's actually only 4 people still on the lead lap, unfortunately. Everyone up to Legale has been lapped. That just shows how quick Schreiner's been going, to be honest. And Strauss.
Strauss, yeah.
Strauss.
Really, that stint from Florian was the key for the win almost. Not gonna jinx it, but really important stint was that. So
it was. He took advantage of the co-drivers behind, and the fact that they were slightly battling. It really was a classy stint.
And that was for Mikael's only mentioning the gap. And I believe he's gaining, he's increasing the gap. So I believe also a lot of time with 29 seconds. It's now 32. So
of course, James has obviously done very well in this race so far. And another person who has been close getting wins so far this season has been Toby. Hello.
Yeah, I just want to say quickly to JJ and obviously Aponte as well. It's very unlucky for those two, considering how much they were challenging early on. And actually, JJ looked the strongest out of the top 4 or 5 in the first stint specifically. So it's very unlucky for him. And I just want to say, unlucky, mate. It's a great shame, but we've benefited from that. We're in 4th now, which is a great deal better than what we were expecting. We were expecting a top 10, and 4th place is a hell of a lot better looking at the lineups than what we thought we'd get. So unlucky, James, but thanks at the same time.
you can always hear the tears dripping from Toby's face. Not. How are you looking forward to Bathurst, Toby? I know you're not a big fan of that track, and there was one incident we will not speak of that happened last year.
WTM.
Yes. Yeah. This year, I'm sorry. It was this year, actually, wasn't it? In WTM, yes. We shall not speak of this.
Well, look, I mean, last time I was there, I had the fastest lap, was leading by miles, and then crashed. So that's definitely not going to happen in the V8s. It's going to be something along the lines of I'm going to be in the top 10 and crash.
So,
and instead he loses his rear bumper, he loses his front bumper.
Well, I'll have my mother there for crashing support. So.
How do you rate your chances at Bathurst, James?
It depends how well I kind of get used to it, because it's not one of my best tracks, to be honest.
I think it all hinges on getting a Ponte kicked into gear.
Yep. I've got to do it anyway.
So thank you, James and Toby, for joining us.
No.
And best of luck at Bathurst, which happens in 3 weeks' time. We'll be live watching that again also. So we'll be there watching you with beady eyes and keeping an eye on how badly or how well you do, and watching every crash and spin. So no pressure.
I'll try not to hit my brother as much next time.
Cheers, guys.
Have fun. See you later.
See you guys.
Later.
So it's all calmed down pretty much in the race, I think. Legale, Shannon Blonde's in 6th position, you know. Look at this. Fantastic run so far from him.
So terrible.
And of course his it's so terrible, yeah. It's terrible. Look at that rubbish car. It's just like
look how
battered and
terrible
bashed
he
and
looks.
bent and, oh, it's rubbish. George Talbot's in 7th. In 8th place is Gregory de Grief. As you can see, it goes from 7th to 9th on the scoreboard there. So that means Gregory de Grief, who has disappeared from the scoreboard, that's how stealthy he is in 8th position. He's not that far behind George Talbot, actually, with 7 laps to go. And George Talbot having much more worn tyres than Gregory. George is just coming out down to the final corner. And of course, Gregory is in hairpin, so that could be one to look out for. Of course, Tolborg and Kirchhofer are getting ever closer to each other. Just gradually, slowly but surely, Tolborg is grinding him down.
If he gets a tow from Florian, it's going to be a good battle in the end.
It will be a very good battle.
He's not gaining much, but...
Just enough, isn't it? 1.1 seconds now is the gap.
Oh, okay, it's going faster now.
Exactly, 1 second is the gap. So he's gaining like 2 or 3 tenths a lap, I think he's gaining, which means he's 6 laps to go. It could be game on with 4 or 5 laps to go.
Yeah, but he's feeling the pressure now also, of course, Florian, so...
Yeah, of course, he's another one of the co-drivers who won't be used to long stints in these cars. Now have done, I think, something like 44 laps in the car, and that will be taking its toll. Nathan Robinson's been in the pits. Not sure that's correct. Oh, yes, he is in the pits.
Yeah.
Not sure what's for. He's just going out the pits now, so maybe a miscalculation there on the fuel, or just deciding he needed fresher tyres.
Probably wants to bring it home, maybe. So it was a 12-second pit stop, so not any damage, I think. So
I'm just putting new tyres on, obviously. Maybe there's a bit of a miscalculation with the fuel. Here's Legale. He's in 5th position. He's been fantastic since he got in the car, I think. Really very, very quick indeed.
Sneaking up the grid.
Yes, it has been. With Luke Walsh around about 10th at the start, and now the guy is up to 5th. 6th place, as you say, is Shannon Blonde. 7th place. Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Blonde and Talbot. I think. Oh, have we jinxed it again? Because Blonde was not that close to Talbot before, was he?
Don't hit the replay button.
We've jinxed it before. Don't hit the replay button. Here's Gregory de Grief. He's just a length of the straight behind. So this could be a battle for 6th in the end. You know, if these two battle away.
It all depends if they're gonna battle hard here. I don't want to give each other any room, and Greg will easy gain on them. So it's gonna be.
I'm just not going to mention the 6th place driver's name anymore. So we call him Pedders.
Number 6.
A
short little note before I go and join all the modders again, fellas. Look out for the season opener of the Le Mans series next weekend.
Oh, that was a shamed plug.
Yeah. Well, both commentating and driving as well, so.
Nice. And that is next weekend. It's from Sebring. And that's the 3rd season of the LMS, so that's going to be very exciting indeed. So make sure you tune into Race Department to watch that. Plenty of discussion about that as well, because it's a very prestigious championship. And that's actually organised at the moment by one of the racers in this, which is George Talbot. So thank you, Roy, for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And do join us again sometime soon.
I will. See you later.
Right. See you later. And as one departs, one joins. And that person who is joining is Mr. Gavin Worthy.
There you go, mate.
Gavin!
George stepping around.
Oh, George is going to go to the other side. 1 second, Gavin. George down the inside of Shannon Blonde.
He got him.
He's got that 6th position. Indeed, he has. Blonde looks like he's got a bit of damage on the front of his car, actually. So the front end just looks slightly dented in on the right side, on the right wing, look. Yeah, just slightly. And there is Degree. He's head closer, but I don't know if he'll catch them yet. Sorry to interrupt there, Gavin.
Oh, there's a big battle.
There's also a battle between Talbog and... just quickly, Gavin.
One at a time, will you?
We don't want to talk to you.
You've obviously got up at, I think it's about 4:30 in the morning, isn't it, when this race started for you?
Yeah, it's 10 minutes to 5 now in the morning.
So, yeah, about 3:30 when it started. Something like that, maybe was it? Oh, yes, 3:30. That'd be about right.
Yep.
So obviously you've put your heart and soul into this. You've got up in the middle of the night, or stayed up in the middle of the night, and you've done a fantastic stint. 2 stints. It would have been easily the best strategy to be on. Of course, Ilovanov was not quite as quick as you, or the rest of the drivers ahead of him, but he would have been able to be in the top 5 at least, I would think. But unfortunately, what happened to Ilovanov? Has he had a power cut again, or what's happened?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I'm absolutely gutted. Yeah, he had a power outage. We were looking good for a podium finish, and it just, not to be. Absolutely gutted.
Absolutely gutted for you, mate, because that was a brilliant drive and a brilliant pole position as well.
Yeah, stoked. Well, that was personal best lap. I was hoping to actually crack a 30, but it wasn't to be. But yeah, still very happy with the qualifying lap. But yeah, strategy worked out. Car felt great. Was in a great position, but just not to be, unfortunately.
And are you going to be joining us for Bathurst?
I'll have to check my little black book, I think. I don't know. How long's that? That'll be monstrous.
That's 700 kilometres that one. So 113 laps. You might be in demand from other people now, I think, Gavin. If I
think the phone will be ringing tomorrow. Yeah, for sure.
You have to get your agent on the phone.
Yeah, I think Dick Johnson might actually ring me to drive at Bathurst tomorrow.
You're going to do better than James Moffat.
Yeah, but no, it's all good. It's just a game in the end. But I still had a ball doing it. It was an awesome race, and it's such a top quality field. Even the back markers, and just race and bumper to bumper with people, and really awesome.
I was going to say, of course, you come from EA Outlaws, which is obviously a pretty well-known company, but mainly Australian. Outside of the big kind of communities, and of course you have some really good drivers there, and V8 is a popular one, I know. How did this field rate to what you're used to driving around?
Well, it's pretty much the field of cards the same, of course, because we're doing Unleashed as well. But I found more so in our leagues the back markers are not as good as the back markers here. I find that everyone throughout the whole field just seem to be able to drive well. You still same as in any league. You got your aliens, as we can see, by first and second place. I found the level of professionalism and the quality of driving was probably above what I'm used to be honest.
It's a shame we couldn't get more of your EA drivers over here. Obviously, it's difficult with the time zone, and we need committed aliens like you, really, to do that, because it's difficult for you.
Yeah, it is. By the end of that second stint, because Nick actually had a power outage, and he was supposed to do the middle stint, and he just got back. Yeah, he just got back in just after I pitted, so he missed. I had to double stint that first two, which I wasn't planning on. I was absolutely knackered by the end there, but so if he had have done that middle stint, we would have been right to finish the race. But as I say, not to be. You can't help bad luck. It's happened, and
we'll move on to the next unfortunately. Race. You say you did a 58 lap stint now, which is a massive stint and must really really hurt you. But Lowndes did 90. You should be right.
Yeah, I know. I'm not as fit as I used to be.
Well, cheers for joining us, Gavin. It's been a pleasure to have you in the field. Hopefully we'll see you at Bathurst as well, because it was a fantastic pole lap and some great strategy in racing as well. As Tolbo goes inside of Kirk over into turn 1, Kirkhover holding out around the outside once again. Seen this several times in this race. Oh, Tolbog switches back to the inside though. That wasn't the greatest move for Kirkhover. Left room.
Yes.
Tolbog's he's not quite made a move stick. And that's the griefing behind these two as well, I think.
Yes, front row seat there.
Well, cheers for joining us, Gavin, and hopefully we'll see you in 3 weeks' time at Bathurst for the Mount Panorama race.
Yep, no drama, guys. Keep doing a great job.
Thank you, Gavin. Hopefully we'll see you again. See you later.
Later. It's almost
a great drive there from Gavin, wasn't it, Evo?
Yeah, it was really great. It was a shame that he had not the best start. I really wanted to see if he was first corner.
Yes. But the strategy worked out well. I mean, it didn't.
Of course, yeah.
So, it didn't much time to lead us. It was about 7 seconds behind when the first pit stops happened, and of course the strategy. I mean, if everything had gone to plan, they would have definitely had a podium, I think, or at least a fourth. And of course, if somebody of faster than Ilvanov, no offence to Ilvanov, of course, he's a solid pro, very consistent, but somebody with a bit more speed had been in the car, they would definitely have won the race. There was no doubt about it that strategy was easily the fastest. Which is why it surprised me that nobody did that strategy more.
It was really, of course.
Tolbog again at turn 1!
Yeah, he's going inside now.
I think he's determined this time, but he's going to be too...
the touch!
Contact! You can't do that, Kirkhover. Tolbog's still there. Gregory DeGrief is enjoying this.
He's laughing behind there, I think.
Kirkhover out of shape. Tolbog trying to take advantage. DeGrief is just in behind. I think he's just enjoying himself at the moment.
He needs to go defensive here.
Does need to go defensive because Tolbog's going to be there. This is the final lap, by the way. The final lap of the race. And Tolbog is trying desperately to get past. 5th is Legale, 6th is Talbot, 7th is Blonde, 8th place there is DeGrief. He's a lap down actually on these guys. It shows how fast the top 4 or 5 drivers have been here today. Of course, DeGrief has been very fast himself, but obviously let down, unfortunately, by a poor first lap from Lee Palmer. Not sure what happened there, but very unfortunate. But this battle is going down to the right. Tolbog pushing for his worth on the inside of Lucas. No, don't do that. But the winner of the race, here he is. Michael Schreider and Florian Strauss have put on a masterclass of an endurance show here today.
Hats off, indeed.
Hats off to those guys. Who is going to be second? Is it going to be Tolbog? Is it going to be Kirkhofer? This is key for the championship battle. Kirkhofer is fighting for Schlemo's championship here.
Oh, he has a good toe. He has a good
Coming out of the final corner, looks like Kirkhofer is just about going to hold him off. Kirkhofer is going to take second. Third place to Marco Felix and Jesper Tolbog. Great drive from those drivers also. Fourth place looks like it's going to be the Davis brothers. Here they come for THR. Ooh. So it's a 360 racing, 1-2. That really is a fantastic result, really. In the background there, I think Mirvold has big damage to the front of his car. Just spotted a white car with a big black bit at the front, meaning the bumper's missing. And Davis comes around. This is Ben Davis driving right now, finishing the race off in the 4th place overall in the first endurance round of the World V8 Supercars.
Little wiggle.
Ben, you still need to finish the race, Ben.
The white line, that white line
in fact,
there.
He's the last driver not a lap down.
Oh no, he spins. No.
He's going off the track. What's he doing? Terrible. Thousands of people watching and he decides to do that.
There he goes.
He can't actually finish lower than 4th anyway.
What the hell are you doing?
He can't finish lower than 4th. And he takes that 4th position. 5th place to Paul Legale. Great drive from him.
Yeah, very good.
Really was very impressed by Legale. Here is George Talbot. He was in 6th. 7th place for Shannon Blonde. Great effort from him.
Good race
8th
from
place,
him.
Simon Melhuish. 8th place, is Gregory DeGrief. 9th place was Simon Melhuish. They were on course for a 6th place, but strategy or tyres, I don't know what it was, just let them down, unfortunately. 10th place is Norbert Leitner. 11th place, Ethan Rayner. Great effort from Rayner and Egbeer. We're very pleased with that. 12th, Jons. 13th, Robinson. 14th, Manuel. And 15th was Oliver Marias Meervold, with Anderson in 16th. And the last driver was 17th, was Joseph Skidmore, but he did not finish the race. 67 laps they completed before crashing out. So Evo, a very exciting race. I mean, it obviously tailed off towards the end of the race, as it inevitably does in endurance racing. But the first half of the race was absolutely white knuckle stuff.
Yeah, I must say I thought James was he was looking very good after the first stint, James. So the stint from.
And well done to you, Evo, for making sure you came in first place in the prediction game.
Always.
always doing that.
I have some champagne here, so.
Hopefully we'll be joined by a few drivers here. If you could nip up the channels, Evo, and just grab a few drivers come and talk to us.
Will do.
That'd be good. And so Ben Davis is also joining us. We're not going to talk to Toby because Toby talked to him too much today. But Ben, how did that race go?
Well, as you can probably hear, I'm not in the best of health, but it wasn't too bad. I think my pace in the first stint I did was very poor indeed. Toby changed his few settings on the car before we actually went out for the race, which didn't help me
Never
at all.
do that.
No, well, this is Toby we're talking about, so... But yeah, in the second stint we were kind of racing no one, unfortunately. Someone dropped out in front of us. Can't remember who that was. It was a Punti.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, we weren't really racing anyone in the second stint I did, but my pace was a bit better. But Toby did well at the start, and fourth place I think is not a bad result.
Fourth place overall is a very good result, considering the quality of the field, of course. It's been pretty high, and it's obviously the first endurance race of the season. You only did one race yourself this season, Ben. Is that, it might be two, actually, mightn't it? You did Hidden Valley.
Yeah, I did. I did too, I think. Yeah, I've just been stupidly busy in life, and I pulled out the series in the end because I just couldn't keep attending the events.
Oh yeah, we'll about that. Just saying, obviously, with the lack of experience, how did you find it? We saw today, at the front of the field, Strauss took full advantage of the fact that behind him was Kirchhofer and Aponte, who were in the driver's seat. Obviously, being the co-drivers, they're not quite as quick as the main drivers. How did you find it being a co-driver yourself?
Well, I certainly did some practice before the event, but I was nowhere near the pace of my brother. But yeah, I just tried to keep it on the track and put in some consistent laps. And I think as co-drivers, I think that's what you've got to do in these endurance races, particularly. But yeah, I'm quite pleased that I didn't bin it or ruin the race for both of us.
It may be that maybe in future races that co-drivers can't just put consistent laps in, because Michael Schreiner showed exactly how to drive as a co-driver. It may be obviously in the future that co-drivers have to be just as fast. So plenty of work for the co-drivers to do, I would say, because obviously not quite as much experience in the car, and it really did tell over the length of a stint consistency-wise. So well done to Ben and Toby. Fourth place overall is an excellent result. It really is. Let's move on now to Mr. Eggbeer.
Hello.
Hello, Adam. You teamed up with Ethan Raynor today, and it was a very solid race for you guys. 11th place overall. How did you feel it went? I don't think we saw too much of you throughout the race, which is either a good or a bad thing, which depends which way you look at it.
Yeah.
How did you feel 11th place was? Is that what you expected? Were you happy with that?
We're very happy with that. As long as we got to the end, we were happy. We didn't really qualify well, but we weren't far off pole. We were only like less than 1.5 seconds off pole, and normally that's 10 or just outside normally, but 18th. There's a lot of hard work in the first stint trying to get past the cars early on, and particularly Eric, who seemed to make a great start, but he just slowed up and held everybody up for the first 10-15 laps. So once we got past him, we could speed off a bit and have our pace again.
Yeah, you've gradually made your way through the field as well. How happy were you with Ethan's performance as well? Was it what was required?
Yeah, he'd done a great job. I can ask more of him. He got the car up to the front and got it to the end, and he got 11th place, and we're very happy with that. So it was a good job from him.
Excellent stuff. And what are your hopes going up towards Bathurst? Sorry, Adam.
Yeah, Bathurst. Well, another finish would be great. Anything more than that is a bonus. yeah, as long as we don't have another Oran Park, I'm happy.
Yes, we've not spoken to you about Oran Park, actually, have we, at any point? So I think this is an ideal opportunity.
Oh, great.
Describe to us how it felt.
Awful. I mean, I came out of turn 2, and I saw Gary get a wheel on the grass, and he just went sideways and took James with him. Then Gary's just there spinning on the inside, and then he just shot across the track, and I had nowhere to go. And then straight into wreck the car. I mean, puncture, front spoiler gone. I was dragging it back to the pits. I was trying to change the strategy and just went too fast through the fast chicane and track and just couldn't turn it back on.
Yeah, it's a classic case of having no front downforce and just going straight on. I mean, it was a huge, huge impact. What were you thinking as it was going straight on?
I mean, there was a car to my left, and I was trying to not hit him, but I mean, the puncture on I think it was the front left I had to puncture, and it just wouldn't turn left at all. And then just saw that wall coming up, and I knew that was about it, really.
I mean, did you expect the impact to be so violent?
Not sure, really. I mean, I know that wall was pretty solid, but
that's wall.
Yes. Well, yeah, but I mean, as soon as I saw the flames coming out of the car, as soon as I hit the wall, it was like, yeah, where's the escape button?
And poor Gary Lennon piled into you as well, so you kind of got Gary back for it, really. And James Johnson, what was so amazing about it is that the same 3 guys who were involved in an incident at the Stars lap, who all took differing kind of times to recover from that incident, all met again at the end of the lap. It's quite astonishing.
Yeah, it was a very interesting accident and also events over that one lap. But yeah.
Okay, Adam, thank you for joining us. Let's see if we can.
Okay.
Good luck for Bathurst.
Cheers.
And that pretty much wraps us up from for this broadcast, Evo. Just sum it up for us if you can. What have you got to say finally?
It's quite tiring, but I'm not
tiring for you. You're sat here watching.
Yeah, but it's also tiring. No, it was a good race.
And any particular performance that stood out to you? Obviously, apart from Strauss's second stint.
Yeah, the first stint of James was really good, and from Gallet, what was his name was, yeah. From that team, also a really good job. Yeah, a little bit sneaky.
And so,
on
Bathurst, who's your favourite for Bathurst?
I go for the same, of course, if they drive together again.
I think they are, yes.
So I go with Florian and Schreiner again. So
I'm going to go with Schleimo and Glatter.
You do that.
Okay, Ivan, thank you for joining us, and also, of course, thank you to the viewers for joining us, and also massive thanks to the drivers for putting on such a good show here today. Really was very, very good to watch. A fantastic start to the endurance kind of season, as it were, in the 2011 season. And let's look forward to Bathurst. In 3 weeks' time it happens, on the 29th, that will be, 29th of August. The same time, a 700-kilometre race around the iconic Mount Panorama circuit. I cannot wait for that race, because I love that track. And until next time, thanks for watching.